We are still 3 days away from the first day of classes in the 2014-15 school year, but it could easily be argued that the school year has officially begun. After all, I'm looking out at a stadium full of excited students, teachers, parents, and fans right here at Riverbend High School. It is Friday night, and the lights are on, and that can only mean one thing. It is football night at the Bend. Well, outside of phrases that include the word champion, are there two words in sports that are more exciting than opening day? It holds the hopes and dreams of every fan in every sport. Opening day means no one's in the lead and no one's trailing. Each team harbors the belief that this could be the magical season. This could be the special year, whether it be living up to expectations or shocking the experts and overcoming the odds. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2014 Riverbend Bears football season. Don't think I could ask for better timing from the stadium music here. This is our fourth year of broadcasting games right here at riverbendsportsnetwork.com. My name is Mark Coleman, and I am very happy to once again be sitting alongside my broadcast partner and good friend, Chris Barnett. Chris, how's it going, buddy?
All right, Mark. Glad to start year number 4 off. Looking forward to it. Always enjoyable when we talk a lot during the week. And glad that we can get back and start broadcasting some more.
Yeah, it's always fun. Good. A couple of buddies just sitting here watching a football game and chatting about what's going on. It should be interesting this season, though. We've got some exciting times here at Riverbend. The Bears have installed a new offensive scheme, a new offensive coordinator. James Callahan has come in. He's here from Stonewall Jackson last season, has had some successful seasons with this up-tempo spread option attack, and it should be fun to watch, and we'll have to wait to see how many points they can put on the board.
The question is, can Mark and Chris keep up? That would be the better question. Given how hard it is to read numbers, we probably will be doing a lot of, until we get everyone down pretty well, doing a lot of, that looked like so-and-so, but we're on to the next play, so let's move right along.
Talking with the coaching staff during the offseason, their goal, mind you, their goal is to be running an offensive play every 8 seconds of game clock. Now, I'm not sure that the officiating crew can keep up with that kind of pace. I'm pretty sure that I can't keep up with that kind of a pace, but clearly their intent is to snap the ball a lot and do what they can to try to move the ball down the field and into the end zone. And I expect that this is going to be some big play offense that we'll be able to see here.
Yeah, we're hoping so. You know, we saw last year some of the big play capability with like Chris Pritchett for one, but broke a lot of big plays last year, and Jordan DeMarco got in some, but of course I think this team's going to start and end with Mr. Zach Sims at running back.
Yeah, we'll get to him in just a moment here. We do have some breaking news, I guess, on Zach Sims. But meanwhile, the Bears are going to, as we mentioned, look a little bit different this season, and that may be a bit of an understatement. It is Coach DeMarco's third year at the helm of the Bears. He was 5-5 both seasons, and it's 5-0 start, an exciting 5-0 start actually last year before a rather disappointing and frustrating finish, ending up 5-5. So they are in fact on a 5-game losing streak. Back for his senior year is, as Chris mentioned, last year's RBSN Player of the Year, running back and defensive back Zach Sims. Zach is actually not going to be playing tonight. He has maybe a sprain, at least a tweaked ankle, and he is in shorts on the sidelines. So Zach Sims will be out tonight. But rest assured, the Bears still have some pretty good talent behind him. Offensive coordinator James Callahan has brought along this new spread option attack. It's going to replace the shotgun wing tee. Jordan DeMarco, the coach's son, is going to be taking over as the starting quarterback. Jordan's now a junior. He did see a little bit of action last year. Really strong arm. Be interesting to see how much he runs. He's a big kid, but not a speedy kid. This spread option sort of relies on having the quarterback as a running option. We'll see how that goes. Some changes defensively as well. They have a new defensive coordinator, Robbie Henderson. We'll chat about that as the game goes. They're going to go with a 4-man front. And hopefully they'll be able to bottle up this Chancellor team. Chancellor, meanwhile, still young. A number of sophomores and juniors on this team. In fact, I think there's really only one senior that's going to be seeing much playing time. They had a disappointing season last year, going 1-9. 1-9 under Coach Bob Oliver. But rest assured, there's some rivalry here, and Chancellor thinks that they can win this game. Riverbend is going to try to do something about that, so we'll see here. We're about to get underway. The captains from the two teams will be meeting in the midfield here.
And band exiting the field now, as we have noticed. Beautiful night, though.
It is a beautiful night. That has become the tradition here, I think, at least for home games at Riverbend, particularly early in the year. We've had, for the last several years, some really wonderful seasons, wonderful weather, rather.
To the big show.
Well, folks, it was almost 10 years ago today, on this very day, actually, September 3rd, 2004 to be exact, that Riverbend played its very first game. That was a home game. It was against the Atlee Raiders from Hanover County. That was a game that the Bears actually won 42-8.
And that first team was actually, I think they went 500, didn't they? Or
I believe they did, yeah.
Yeah, they were, they kind of shocked some people. And living so close, I remember the game well because they had trouble with the PA system at first, and it was extremely loud. I didn't have to come to the game to hear the entire thing.
They wanted everyone in the county to know the Bears were here. It was Friday night, and the lights were on. That was before our time, though.
Yes.
So this marks the 10th year. This is actually the 11th season, but 10-year anniversary of the school opening. So over the course of this season, I'll try to bring you some bits and pieces about the first 10 years of Riverbend football history. This is actually going to be the 11th matchup between the Bears and the Chargers, so that makes this the oldest rivalry in Riverbend's brief history. Chancellor actually holds a 7-3 advantage in the series. But the Bears did shut out the Chargers last season. In that season opener, it was a score of 14-0. Zach Sims started off the year impressively. He carried the ball 24 times for 129 yards and scored on runs of 1 and 15 yards. He also had 2 catches for 24 yards in that win. And the Bears defense smothered a very young and inexperienced Chancellor offense, holding them to 60 yards of offense and just 3 first downs. They also had 2 turnovers in that game. Chris and I actually got to see that. An exciting game, hard fought, but a good victory for the Bears, and it was actually their first shutout by a Riverbend team since 2009. It was only the 4th shutout in school history and the first under Coach DeMarco. A difference in size here, and talking to Coach Oliver before the game, asking him how much of this game was really a rivalry, and he said, well, Riverbend's 6A and we're 4A, so they're a lot bigger. They should win these games. But I think that the Chargers really think that they can win this game.
Yeah, most coaches, they don't ever want to go into a game as the preeminent favorite. I mean, let's look at South Carolina last night. I mean, they got handed to them.
That's right.
Big-time favorite and got their dinner handed to them. And I think most coaches like taking that underdog role to kind of inspire the troops and get guys excited to come out and with some fire and really try and take over the game.
Tell you what, Chris, why don't we get to the starting lineups? And if you want to handle the offense, I'll take the defense.
All right, starting at quarterback, junior, Jordan DeMarco. Starting at running back, senior, Dakota Sexton. And starting at wide receiver, senior Chris Pritchett. Starting at other wide receiver, sophomore CJ Washington. And the third wide receiver, another senior, AJ Small. The line comes with, starting off at tackle, Zachary Adams, and the guard, Mason Ratcliffe. Center, Vincent Touchings. The other guard, Stephen Parlett. And the other tackle, Garrett Wydell. Tight end is Logan Henneman. Hennett, sorry. Couldn't see that very well.
That's all right. We'll get to the defensive lineup here in just a moment. The Bears actually have won the coin toss and have decided to receive, and so we are lined up and about to get underway in the 2014 high school football season. The run-up and the kick, 2 and up back, not fielded, goes through his hands at the 20, picks up and going to be stopped at the 11-yard line. So a little bit of a muff on that kick not fielded cleanly, but Riverbend maintains possession of the ball, and they will take over 1st and 10, starting the season at their own 11-yard line. Not exactly the way you want to get started. A little bit of jitters there, I think, Chris.
Yeah, I think I remember something similar last year at the first home game. A couple times saying that's not really the way you want to start a game. But like you say, up back, coming up, not a guy looks like a guy not used to handling the ball, and goes right through the hands. If they could catch the ball, they'd be wide receivers, right?
There you go. Well, let's see what we have here. DeMarco with an empty backfield comes out and fakes the jet sweep, looks deep. He's going to go for a home run ball for Zach, and it's completed the midfield stripe at the 30, the 20, the 5, the 10. Chris Pritchett, touchdown. Oh my, touchdown Bears on the first play of the season. 89-yard touchdown pass, Jordan DeMarco to Chris Pritchett for the touchdown.
I think that's the way you want to start a game.
I think you are correct there, sir.
Wow, what a throw. He aired it out. They were going for the home run ball right off the bat. You can see Jordan had a little receiver come in motion. I think the defense kind of thought, well, they're going to start with a nice, safe little run play, and we know from last year how fast Chris Pritchett is, and he ran right by the entire defense.
It looked like the defender thought that Pritchett was going to be running more of a slant, and he turned it into a post, basically, and blew right past him. We've got a little bit of delay here on the field as it appears that an official is needing some attention. Didn't see what happened.
I truly wonder if Chris Pritchett can outrun DeMarco's arm. I mean, because we commented last year, he is definitely a fast young man.
There's not a lot that you can do to teach speed, I don't think. At least that's how the cliche goes, right? You can't teach speed, but I'm not sure how he was taught or how he learned it, but you're right. Pritchett has the speed. He has the jets.
It's good to see. You know, last year we commented that Connor Bourne was always getting upset because he was more of a decoy, and Pritchett with all the speed was heading out and making the big plays.
Well, a one-play, 89-yard touchdown drive for the Bears. A beautiful pass and catch from Jordan DeMarco to Chris Pritchett. DeMarco put some air underneath that ball. Pritchett hauled it in up close to the 50-yard line. So a nice deep ball from DeMarco. And from there, Pritchett took it the distance. Once he had a step on the defense, there was little doubt that he was not going to stop until he made it to the end zone. Did not see what happened to the official. He is still, actually it looks like he is now up. He was down on one knee around the 15-yard line and is now walking off toward the sideline. Not sure if he got hit or winded or what might have happened there. It appears that he is going to... Now he is actually going to be moving off the field and taking a seat on the Chancellor bench. So the officiating crew will be one man down here for the time being. We'll try to keep an eye on that and see how things go. The Bears will line up for the extra point. This is Lance Da Silva in.
Number 41, Lance Da Silva.
We remember him from a very exciting field goal that he kicked last year against Mountain View.
Yeah, quite a kicker. We've commented. This is his. He is a junior, right? I think this.
He is a junior.
Yeah,
he's correct.
Started as a freshman and has been a really good kicker for this team.
The extra point is good, and just like that, the Bears go up 7-0. Still 11 minutes 43 seconds to go in this first quarter. Hope the crowd was arriving in time, as the Bears got out to a very quick start here in the 2014 season. Well, you can't do a whole lot better than that. Let's.
You really can't. We can't jump on the defense. We can't jump on the offensive court.
No.
We can't say anything. We just say, man, that was a great play.
Not sure. By the way, Zach Sims typically is the holder on the place kicking attempts. I did not pick up who the holder was in that. Let's go through the starting lineup for the defense. if we can. As the Bears line up, Jordan Torres, replacing Zach Sims, is actually going to be A.J. Smalls at defensive back. C.J. Washington, Lorenzo Dorr will be starting at one of the linebacker spots. Dean Hassan at another. Ron Malbin at yet another linebacking position. And Joey Johnson. On the line, Tyler Thomas and big Bernard Webb. Brennan Leopold and Taiwan Garbett. Starting lineup on the defensive side for the Bears. We will likely be seeing them in just a moment. De Silva has the ball teed up. Here's the run up and the kick. Squib kick, bounces at the 20 to the 10, fielded at the 5. Running to his right, that is Quincy Post-Banks, getting out to the 24-yard line. Penalty flag on the coverage.
Christian
like
Sherman, Christian Sherman in on the tackle.
Might have had a piece of the face mask on that play.
But there is a penalty flag on the play.
I'm not familiar with that signal.
I didn't see the signal. I'm on the dirty side of the window here, folks.
Yeah, we've
got some condensation in between our window panes. And Mark has the clear window. I have the window filled with water. So looks like I'm looking through the Niagara Falls at this game.
illegal hit to the head, I guess, is the call on that. 15-yard penalty will get them out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Quick snap and brought down. Is that Leopold? 52 is Brennan Leopold with the sack.
Looks like they're kind of going with a really
they're going
offense.
with a more up-tempo offense. Jason Brown at the quarterback position again for the Chargers this season. Pistol formation, inside handoff, and
it was like a signal and fumble.
There might have been a fumble on that play. Not much room.
Riverbend
He's tackled around the 39. Riverbend saying vehemently that they have the ball. Let's see. Haven't seen any of the striped men. And now we do. It is a fumble. That looked like it was Bernard Webb who came up with the fumble.
Oh,
so just like that. This is looking pretty positive here, Chris.
Yes,
so we've seen 3 plays, and so far 2 of them have been very positive for the. Actually, all three have been very positive. Yeah, let's not forget the sack there.
I guess that you can count the 2 kickoffs, and those were the 2 plays that were actually more positive for Chancellor.
So the Bears are huddling over on the sideline. Jesse Nacarado providing some instruction, and we will have a delay of game. That was before Riverbend was even able to actually get out on the field. They did take a bit of a time there. So it'll march them back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 15 from there. DeMarco in the shotgun position. He's got Dakota Sexton to his left. He'll be looking to pass again, lofting one out to Pritchett, and is going to overthrow him out of bounds down the left sideline.
A little more coverage.
Incomplete.
A little more coverage on
double
that
coverage
time.
With a safety over the top on that one. So, yeah, I think a little more attention is going to be paid to number 85 in blue and green.
We saw that same thing last year, too. He caught a lot of people off guard with how fast he was in the early games, and towards the latter part of the year, that started really slowing down. Well, he was also hurt a lot. But
quickly again, inside handoff to Dakota Sexton inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Sexton handling the running back duties with Sims out tonight with the injured ankle. And you can see there's some signs. Hadn't seen that before, but now we see the signs on the sideline signaling the play. So we've got Oklahoma, Cal, and TR. Snap to pass out to Dakota Sexton in the flat. Fakes one inside the 20-yard line. 1st down, brought down at the 19-yard line. A nice screen pass, swing pass really, from DeMarco to Dakota Sexton. And that's a first down for the Bears.
I know you and I have talked about the way Dakota runs before, but he looks for people to hit. He does not try to run.
He does not avoid contact. Yeah, he runs to contact. Inside handoff to Sexton again. Big hole up the middle, inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 1, reaching out just shy of the goal line. Dakota Sexton with a 19-yard carry. First and goal for the Bears.
Chancellor really trying to run some players, and they might have too many people on the field.
Yeah, they've some confusion on the defensive side, and penalties will fly. They had, I think, at least 12, if not more. And actually, Chancellor recognized that and calls the timeout.
Oh, okay.
So timeout on the field, 10 minutes, 8 seconds still remaining here in this first quarter. Riverbend on the doorstep, knocking again. They already lead this one 7-0, and I do believe that this Bears team looks awfully strong. Chris, do you agree?
Yeah, so far. I mean, we know this isn't Massaponax they're up against here tonight, but
it's and I've talked about this during the Varsity 360 show. I know you weren't there for that, but I don't feel like you get a lot out of watching scrimmages and practices. I mean, you get a little bit, but you don't get a sense of what that game time is. You got the field looking beautiful, nice stripes, the paint's on the field, the lights are on, you got your nice uniforms on. There are some kids that show up to play when that happens. I think there's some kids that honestly don't play so well when that happens. You can't tell when that's going on during a scrimmage, but you also don't get the speed of this. I mean, this Riverbend team, outside of that strange delay of game, which didn't cost them anything here, it doesn't look like, they have been playing very up-tempo. Back quickly to the line of scrimmage. Look at this, a little bit of a fullback look in the backfield. Handoff to Sexton, takes a step to the right, going inside to the left. Little bit of...
About the half-yard line there.
Give them a half yard on that play. It'll be second down and goal there from the half-yard line. The Bears will line up in the same offensive scheme again. So unusual to see two running backs in the backfield. DeMarco hands it off to Sexton. Big hit in the backfield. Good tackle there from, that was number 47 for Chancellor, and that would be Jacob Ernest.
Yeah, make a good goal line stand there. Like you say, that looks like they fired in off this left side. Got some good penetration, and 2 or 3 guys gang tackled Dakota. So
Sexton's going to come out, be replaced by Orlando Jones. First time we see Jones here. Jones will be in the tailback position. The lead running back in as well. DeMarco fading, looking to the right, throws it into the end zone to Joey Johnson. It's complete. Would be a touchdown, but the officiating crew has whistled this one dead.
Looks like we got either movement or illegal formation.
Yeah, false start, illegal motion on the Bears, so that'll march them back 5 yards. It'll be third and goal now from the 7-yard line.
It'll be third down and goal.
Jones will remain on the field for the Bears. Let's see, we've got Clemson and a Q and a Cal.
We're seeing the backside,
and a 1/2. Yeah, you're right. We're not even sure that that's just the strange way that they signal plays in. DeMarco takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking, passes in the flat. Late hit on the quarterback. Pass was complete to C.J. Washington. He's going to be stopped shy of the end zone. DeMarco gets up clapping as there's going to be a roughing the passer. That defender took about 4 steps, it looked like, before hitting Jordan. So that'll be a half the distance penalty, but more importantly, it'll be an automatic first down.
And they made a good goal line stand.
They did.
There are multiple flags on the play.
A lot of laundry. They're trying to sort out what happened here.
I saw the one flag. It looks like there is some discussion going on now. The clapping from the Bears huddle. So it looks like there's going to be roughing the passer will be the call. Thanks everyone for listening in at riverbendsportsnetwork.com. Appreciate you tuning in with us. Let us know that you're out there. Tweet me. I am at Mark Coleman V2SN.
Automatic first down. It'll be first and goal.
Thanks for spending a beautiful Friday night with Chris and myself. First and goal for the Bears. Single back in the backfield is Jones. DeMarco takes the snap. Handoff to Jones. Met at the line of scrimmage, pumping his legs. Might have gained half a yard. Good defensive play there.
Yeah, this interior line for Chancellor is kind of, they're not getting any big push, but they're controlling the, neither is Riverbend. It looks like a lot of just a big stalemate there.
Marcus Brooks on the tackle there for the Chargers. Second down and goal from the 2. Single back in the backfield, Orlando Jones. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for DeMarco. Low snap. DeMarco's going to take it himself and will prance into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown Bears. Jordan DeMarco with a 2-yard touchdown run.
Very impressive.
2-yard quarterback keeper.
Well, Chris, we talked about whether DeMarco was going to be much of a running threat. That adds a whole nother level of complexity to this approach.
Well, having been around him, not that Coach DeMarco's is small, but his son is a big young man.
De Silva's extra point splits the uprights.
With 7 minutes and 55
Looks like it's Logan Hennon in on the...
To me, he draws comparison, and I've really thought a lot of this with them running this offense.
Okay.
Of a Tim Tebow.
Okay, you know what? That's not a bad comparison. Tebow's got a lot of agility. I don't think of Jordan being quite so agile, I guess, but he's got that kind of size. He's not a fast kid. I'm not sure Tebow is really all that fast. He runs a different kind of offense. I kind of think of him more as a Ben Roethlisberger type, a kind of kid that, he's so big. The defense may not be able to bring him down just because he's so big, and they may not want to hit him. Because he's, let's see, he is listed at 6'3", 210 pounds. He's every bit at 210, and he's still growing.
And he paid his dues. He
did.
Started one game last year, didn't he, when Eric was hurt?
That's
or
right.
Had a concussion, I think. And he drew a lot of praise from the coaching staff last year for
De Silva for being patient and putting his time in. You're exactly right. Sorry about that, Chris. De Silva's kick, he was aiming for the corner of the end zone, and it just misses, goes out of bounds around the 1, but that will be a procedural penalty, so good field position for the Chargers. Not a whole lot of mistakes by this Bears team thus far, though. But you're right. So Jordan seems like he's a bright kid. You expect that kind of stuff. All of the cliche stuff that you hear about a coach's son, and I'm sure that's the case. But he's earned his stripes, and now is his time to shine. And so far he has.
Most definitely.
First and 10 for the Chargers at their 35, and under all kinds of Bears pressure. Let's see who the first one to get there was. Bernard Webb.
And Tywan Garbett.
Tywan Garbett in there as well.
Brown sacked in the backfield.
Brown brought back to his own 29-yard line. Loss of 6 on that play.
I tell you, this defense pitching quite the shutout right now. I don't even think they've gained yards.
And they have their ears pinned back. There was going to be another sack there if that had not gotten blown dead. Let's see what the call is going to be. I think there might have been a motion penalty on the Chargers. I think that offensive line is a bit porous right now.
Yep.
Illegal procedure call is against Chancellor.
Replay second down.
That'll bring up second down and 21. Brown in the pistol. Tosses to his running back. He is met in the backfield, strung out. Big hit. My goodness. Excellent hit. That was Dean Hassan actually knocking the running back's helmet off legally. That was Jamal Jones on the carry. Big hit, and he lost his lid.
Both guys got up clapping at each other.
They did. So. It was a legal, clean hit. I think they both appreciated it, both saying, "You didn't hurt me." Jones is going to have to head off the field, though, for at least one play because of losing his helmet. 3rd down and 21, no gain on that. Big hit and a fumble. A sack and a fumble picked up by the Bears inside the 10. That was big. Tyler Thomas on the fumble recovery.
Tywan Garbett on the force the fumble.
Garbett with the forced fumble. Tyler Thomas with the recovery, picks it up around the 15-yard line or so, gets it down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And just like that, the Bears are in business again. 2 possessions thus far for the Chargers, 2 turnovers.
And negative yards gained. They're about negative 20 right now.
It's going to be, from a Riverbend perspective, it's going to be fun to be looking at the first quarter stat sheets here. Still 6 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're only, approaching the halfway point of the first quarter, and the Bears are looking to score their 3rd touchdown. A little bit of a mix-up in the backfield. Sexton takes the handoff. He will be dropped for a loss of about 2 back to the 10-yard line. Now, Chris, one of the interesting things about this offensive scheme, though, is another Charger loses his helmet and has to go off the field. That's Caleb Ernest. They're not afraid to lose yards. In fact, they expect, when the way they line up, it almost telegraphs what the play is going to be. And so, as a result, you expect that there are going to be some negative plays. But you see that there's also some very big positive plays, and the Bears are willing, more than willing, to be able to take that trade. Is that a Men in Black? I'm trying to look at the play calls. There's a caricature of Ronald Reagan, the letter Q, and it looked like Men in Black. Big hit from Dakota Sexton, and he bounces off of it and is going to get positive yardage and go into the end zone. Just a pinball there. Dakota Sexton, 10 yards out, touchdown Bears.
11-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, not much going right for Chancellor at this point. I mean, how many missed tackles?
Well,
we couldn't count because we couldn't see them. But
it was,
at least 4.
Yater Mattis with some excellent penetration met Sexton in the backfield almost as Sexton was receiving the handoff from
a quick little
DeMarco.
Spin move to the far side of the field, and off he went.
That was a low snap fielded cleanly by Hennett, and De Silva's kick is good. 5 minutes, 26 seconds left in our first quarter. Our score, Riverbend 21, Chancellor nothing. My oh my.
Yeah, one thing to talk about though, we've been hearing the last few years how good these freshmen and sophomores were. Didn't they have 2 totally? I know freshmen were undefeated last year, and JV both, weren't they? They don't play a lot of underclassmen, but I mean, we've been hearing such good things about these underclassmen coming up, so.
They've had some successful varsity and JV seasons. There's no doubt about that.
And I'm sure it continues because a majority of the Freedom football team is come up to this school, and they were unreal last year. They only gave up 1 touchdown all year. They had teams that were trying to get first downs.
Yeah.
And, Riverbend does have 31 seniors this year, so definitely more senior-laden. But every year we say, how are they going to place next year? And every year more guys roll up. So, but I think this is the first true test of DeMarco's philosophy here. He's had these kids for quite a few years.
Yeah, that's true. Deep kickoff from De Silva, and a nice coverage play, getting back to the 15-yard line. Let's see, that was Lorenzo Dorr on the kick return. That was Quincy Post-Banks with a return of about 10 yards. So Chancellor has to be a bit stunned. This is the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
They better hope they sold more.
I was just thinking the same thing.
They better hope they sold more Chick-fil-A stuff, but this night's going to be a real bad night for them. And Riverbend won the Chick-fil-A both games, the game and the bowl last year.
That's right. Jason Brown remains in the game. Fake handoff, pass over the middle, complete to the tight end. Modest yardage, actually close to first down yardage.
Quick hitter.
Chris Green on the reception. He'll be just short. Give him 9 yards. Ball marked just inside the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 1. Inside handoff, met in the backfield. Good penetration, loss of yardage. What number is that, Chris? That is, I think that's Ron Malbin.
Did not see that one.
Number 23, Ron Malbin. One of those linebackers. Have we mentioned that the numbers are hard to see on these uniforms?
People that listened last year are used to our complaining about how hard these numbers are to read.
Quick play in flats, and a penalty flag on top of that. First down yardage.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a blow to the head. That was kind of obvious.
Yeah, it looked to be a high hit there. I guess that was Chris Green on the reception.
I guess that's really being focused from the high school level as well, because that's the second call we've seen.
Hit to the head there. Early score from Massaponics. The Panthers lead Cortland 7-0. So 15 more yards tacked on to that reception for Green. Brings them out to their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for Chancellor from there. Handoff, another quick pass into the inside slot there, a little tight end seam route. That one was complete to Kamani Dunn, and that'll be first down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, but they've realized they've got to get the throws off fast because they're Riverbend defenders.
Well, the linebackers are rushing, and the space that they are evacuating basically is where the tight ends are settling in. Low snap, option pitch to Jones. Play is strung out nicely by the defense, and he is carried out of bounds.
Jamal Jones on the carry.
I believe that was Malbin on the tackle there again from his linebacker position.
That's almost, unless we know him, that's almost impossible to call on that side of the field.
Pickup of 2 on that play. Oh, movement on the line of scrimmage. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's going to go against Riverbend. Yep, offsides on the defense.
Offside penalty called against the Bears.
A little too anxious for the defensive line there of the Bears.
Be 2nd down and 3.
So it turns a 2nd and 8 into a 2nd and 3. Chancellor putting together a little drive here. Impressive after going down quickly, 21-0. Inside handoff to Jones. All kinds of room up the middle. Breaking tackles inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line.
That was a big touchdown saving tackle.
Jordan Torres with the tackle there.
Jordan Torres.
It's a lot of space out there.
There was. Bears kind of selling out, I think, looking for more sacks. And I think Coach Henderson says, that might be enough. Let's take a break here. Call timeout. 3 minutes, 38 seconds still to go in this first quarter. Our score, Riverbend 21, Chancellor nothing, but the Chargers on the move inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Riverbend 17.
Yeah, it was like you said, we said that the defense started out so impressively and was really holding them to negative yardage. And I guess they've, on the third drive here, they've kind of said, all right, let's try something different. And they've tried to do some quick hitting plays and some pitches to the outside to avoid this penetration coming up the middle. 5
members of the coaching staff on the field talking to the Bears defense on that timeout. You think they're trying to get their attention? Handoff to Jones, met in the backfield, twists around, is going to have positive yardage. There is a penalty flag on the play. Jamal Jones met in the backfield, and Bernard Rebb back there.
In the area of holding, unless someone got some of the face mask, it's hard to tell, but
it is going to be a face mask.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Face mask penalty against the Bears.
It was so late that I thought it might have been a face mask because
Matt Kearns subbing in for Brennan Leopold. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Chargers. The ball is going to be marked at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal for the Chargers.
Brown in the pistol. And let's see what the call is going to be. That might have been their offside penalty or encroachment against Riverbend.
Offside penalty called against the Bears.
That is the call, so it's going to turn a 1st and goal from the 6 into a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Brown seems to be doing a good job with his cadence, drawing the Bears off sides. Under center this time. Oh, I'm sorry, it was in pistol. Wow. Very good play there. Kamani Dunn running right up behind his blockers.
Touchdown.
You talk about being in someone's back pocket. That was the case there. Kamani Dunn
Touchdown run.
with a 3-yard touchdown run.
Ran right up the back of his blocker, like you said.
So an impressive drive there for the Chargers, particularly after going down and quite honestly not looking very good. They are in the swinging gate formation here for this extra points. Now moving back, George Banco in for the extra point attempt. Jason Brown is the holder. High snap, Brown gets it down, and Banco knocks it through. So our new score from the Bend, Bears 21, Chancellor 7, 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I like 21-0, no, negative 20 yards for the Chancellor. That was a little bit better. You had a feeling this was going to be ugly, ugly, ugly.
Yeah, give the Chargers credit. They certainly could have rolled over.
Coaching, that's a good coaching. They brought the kids over. They changed up how their offensive philosophy on that drive, and it started with those 2 quick little, like you said, that tight end seam route, quick hitters, because that's all the time he has back there.
That is. Penalties certainly played a large part of that drive as well, though. A number of penalties on the Bears in that drive. I had a chance to chat with some of the coaching staff on the Chargers side before the game, and they said that, this team, and a lot of it is cliche, I know, but this team really is more of a team than any other group of kids that they've been around. That this is there's some cohesiveness and some leadership and all those good things. Here's the kick, and it's going to hit, and it's sort of like a 9-iron, bounce at the 15, picked up quickly by Pritchett. He's in across the 25. I believe that's Pritchett.
Yep, spinning.
He's going to get out to the 30-yard line.
For a 10-yard return, that was a long...
It was exciting.
That was a long return, too. A lot of spinning and leg churning and attempting to keep moving.
Yeah. Actually, I think that might have been Josh Kawapua. Number 25, not number 85. So the Bears will take over 1st and 10 just outside their 30-yard line, right at 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Bears up 21-7. So let's see what Riverbend has as a response. Orlando Jones remains in the backfield with DeMarco. 2 receivers to his left. He looks
Single
left.
Coverage out here in Pritchett
and
again.
He's going to throw it up. And it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Quincy Post Banks.
I think he chose the wrong receiver to throw it to. Pritchett broke open again in the deep post. But he went to they kind of ran opposing routes, and as he came out and came underneath Pritchett, Pritchett's defender dropped off, saw the play and dropped off and came back underneath and made a good play.
Effectively made it double coverage and went up and ripped the ball down, wanted it more. So the Chargers will take over 1st and 10 from their 46-yard line. A little momentum swinging back on the other side of the field this time. Here is a fake handoff and a toss out to the left. The receiver across the 50 into Riverbend territory. There is a penalty flag on the play. I think that was Kamani Dunn. Kamani Dunn on the reception.
Might have been illegal.
Yeah, illegal black in the back, I believe.
Yeah, it was either something or illegal downfield because that was a long developing play.
It was. A little bit of a mix-up in the backfield on the fake handoff from Brown, and then a quick screen pass out to the left flat. But as Chris mentioned, it did take a while to develop there. So that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Penalty called against the Chargers. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
That'll bring up first down and 18. Ball moved back to the 38-yard line. Looking to his right and then to his left. Deep pass from Brown is going to be incomplete. Good coverage on the play. That was intended for Harrison Kozlow. Good coverage on that play by Jordan Torres.
Harrison Kozlow. It's incomplete. Bring up second down.
Torres was in Kozlow's hip pocket there. Kozlow laid out trying to make the reception, but not able to pull that one in, so it goes as a long incompletion to bring up second down. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage come the Chargers.
They're definitely going the quick.
Brown on the inside handoff, quickly brought down. That was Jamal Jones on the carry.
Third and long, got a 3rd and 11
And I think
here.
that was Tyler Thomas on the tackle. Third down and 12, we'll call it. Quick pass out to the right, complete. And can the tackle be made? Excellent coverage by the Bears. Pass complete by Emmanuel Jenkins.
Read very well.
Outstanding coverage there.
Saw the play develop. It just came down.
Got C.J. Washington on the coverage.
Didn't
and
try.
Dean Hassan.
Yeah, and didn't try for the crushing hit or anything. He just stayed there, stayed at home, let him catch the ball, and then immediately got on, made the tackle, brought him to the ground with a little bit of help, and brought up fourth down.
Fourth down and 10.
That's a good response to not the best of turnovers.
Indeed. So our first punt of the game bounces a one hopper back to the punter, and he kicks a low line drive down the left sideline. It's going to take an incredible Chancellor bounce and going to look like a wonderful punt. It will be touched dead inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So about 36, 37 yards on that punt, and I think about 30 of it was on roll, but it counts. Quickly to the line of scrimmage for the Bears. Let's see, we've got Auburn in one half and DOS as the plays that we can see on those placards. It's kind of fun to see what the placards say. I'll have to ask the coach if they're the same on both sides.
No, I can see as they bring them down, they are different.
They are different. Well, inside handoff to Orlando Jones makes the first man miss. He's across the 20. Ball is on the ground. Riverbend will maintain possession. Orlando Jones with a good move and had the ball stripped. One of his linemen is able to save the day by pouncing on that ball quickly. It'll be second down and 9. Ball laying just across the 20-yard line. Under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Opening quarter from Riverbend. The Bears on top of this one, 21-7. Inside handoff to Dakota Sexton. Sexton fighting hard, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He is going to be brought down just short.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to get to some lateral movement because they're really kind of controlling the line of scrimmage right now. And
yeah.
It's not like it's a huge line push or anything like that. So I think they're going to have to do some bubble screens. And
well, here you go. So
some
just like this, this lineup is called an outside zone read scheme. So we'll see. This would be intended to go outside zone, and there's going to be a
looks like
timeout called, I believe. Third down and 9, and the Bears will call timeout. Actually, that was the end of the first quarter.
Didn't see that.
We're still getting our feet back underneath us here, right? An exciting first.
So that was on you because you can see. I can't see the clock.
All right.
From my perspective, I'm blocked from seeing the clock.
My bad. We have played one full quarter of football in the opening night of Riverbend football, and our score, Riverbend 21, Chancellor 7. Thank you so much for listening in at riverbendsportsnetwork.com. If you're here in the stands, remember that you can listen in to us. If you're listening to this, we'll be broadcasting live, of course, but you can go back to riverbendsportsnetwork.com and listen to this game, listen to the highlights, enjoy, reminisce, remember all of the great plays.
Be sure to post your
You can do that at riverbendsportsnetwork.com. Any place that you've got access to the internet, you can do it, including a smartphone. You can bring your smartphone with you and log in here. Listen to us as we broadcast the game right here in the stadium. We'll try to get you some updates on scores. Massaponax is now up over Cortland 14-0. A bit of a surprise there. That Cortland team, I think a lot of folks thought was going to be very strong. In fact, they were number 1 in the preseason power poll out of the Freelance Star. That's not true. They were number 2. You're right, Chris. They were number 2. Colonial Forge, sorry about that. Colonial Forge was number 1. Cortland, a very strong number 2, though. They now trail that one 14-0.
But we've noticed the last few years, 2 years ago, we saw a Cortland team get blown out, and we thought, wow, that team is not going to meet expectations, and they didn't lose another game to the playoffs. Second game of the year they lost to us and didn't lose one more game.
So the Bears convert and pick up a first down. The ball out to their 34-yard line. Quickly, DeMarco rolling to his right, looking deep, throws to an up bat, and that's caught. Complete to C.J. Washington, laying out for that one. Another first down out to the 48-yard line.
You got to like to see that. Jordan rolling out on the move, hits
eyes downfield,
looking downfield, under pursuit, and throws a strike right down the field.
That's your classic quarterback style look there. First down Bears, quickly to the line of scrimmage, trips right, handoff to Dakota Sexton. That's one broken tackle in nearly a second. He gets across the 50-yard line, brought to the ground by Jacob Ernest.
Yeah, I'm upset we have to wait a couple weeks to see Zach in this offense, because I tell you, his dynamic playmaking ability, when you put him in an offense like this.
It's kind of fun watching Dakota, though, I got to tell you.
Yeah,
I missed Zach. What a good kid.
The ground and pound and
Dakota
lightning
Sexton.
and thunder, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there you go. Sexton on the inside handoff, dragging defenders. He's down to the 42-yard line of the Chargers. Very nearly first down yardage. It looks like it should be enough. No signal. There we go. Now we say first down.
So, not trying to get so close to you in the box, but I really can't see.
No one can see. We won't tell anyone. Another inside handoff to Sexton, nearly losing his jersey. That was Rasan Simmons dragging him down, but not until Sexton had picked up a good 3 yards. Running hard, Dakota Sexton. He'll come out for a breather. Orlando Jones comes onto the field now. Sexton actually looking like he may have tweaked something there. Orlando Jones comes in to spell Sexton. DeMarco takes the snap, rolling to his left, and he is going to keep it and run and will be brought down. Penalty flag is on the field. A good defensive play by Marcus Brooks.
Definitely quarterback run all the way.
That was a designed run, absolutely. We'll pause here for a picture.
Some of our fans.
Our adoring fans. They're kind of good-looking, too.
Yeah. Better watch
some good-looking fans we've got here in the stands.
You better watch that. You're a married man.
Let's pay attention to the game here and see what the call is. It looks like it's going to be on Riverbend as they're discussing options with Chancellor.
We have a raffle tonight with the best seat in the house.
Holding call against Riverbend.
Sponsored by Regency Furniture, Chick-fil-A, CBTV.
I wonder how many of these placards they have there, Chris. So now I see, again we've got the Cal. It's the University of California, the Cal Bears logo there. I think that's Men in Black. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer. It looks like, is that Barack Obama and the Nike swoosh and a 1/2 symbol. And I have no idea what any of that means. Jordan DeMarco under heavy pressure, a screen pass, took a hit, and the play is going to be whistled dead. Completed a screen pass. Beautiful playing by DeMarco there, holding it. I don't know why the play was whistled. I don't see any penalty flags on the field.
You got a little conference on the 50 yards.
Was it not marked ready for play? Apparently there's something down. It's going to be an illegal procedure against Riverbend. So
it might have been thrown by the near. It was thrown by the near judge, so we couldn't see it.
We couldn't see it because of the Bears standing up on the sideline here. So a 5-yard penalty against Riverbend. It'll bring up second down and very long now. Texas Longhorn placard up for this play call. DeMarco takes a snap, looking to his left. Pass is complete. I think that's Pritchett. Took a big hit. Actually gave a big hit. He didn't take it. That is Zach Pritchett. Complete into Chancellor territory. He'll be marked at the 40-yard line. That'll bring up third down and about 8.
George pass complete to Chris Pritchett.
Zach Pritchett, the brother of Chris Pritchett.
Officials timeout on the field.
Did I say Zach Pritchett? I think I did that a lot last year as well.
Well, it's very confusing for us.
It is.
From time to time.
Is there an injury on the field here? All the Chargers have taken a knee.
Hard to see.
I don't see anyone being attended to.
Someone must have called timeout. I think Riverbend might have called timeout for this third down play. Maybe that's what's...
It is third down, and we'll call it 9. Quick shout out to the Riverbend Touchdown Club. Certainly appreciate everything that they do, the athletic boosters for the Riverbend football organization. A lot of very devoted parents that are members of that. Certainly appreciate everything that they do. Very volunteer-driven activities. That's the case, I think, pretty much at every high school, at least around this area. And I, for one, certainly appreciate everything that they do. I still can't see that there was any kind of injury on that play. Sort of strange to see them taking a knee like that. No timeouts were assessed that I can tell. DeMarco with a screen pass. All kinds of room for Orlando Jones. He makes the catch at the 35, the 30. Big move inside the 20 to the 10. Bowling over defenders. Did he step out of bounds? He did not. Touchdown, Orlando Jones. Touchdown, Bears.
He's a big boy.
Wow. Beautifully designed screen pass. Jordan DeMarco letting the defenders run in. You could almost tell he was sucking them in. All kinds of room for Jones to make that catch and all kinds of room for him to run. And he did not disappoint.
That's, 5'9", 224. That is a big individual. You can see, he's built like some of those Massaponics players we've complimented in the last few years with those huge legs that are going to make it very hard to bring him down.
The extra point from De Silva is good.
Point after attempt is good. With 9 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the second.
What was that, about 39 yards, Chris?
Yeah.
Chancellor 7.
I believe it was about 39 yards. We'll give that, and when we look at it on tape, we'll see how close to being correct we were.
Best seat in the house.
Beautiful pass and catch. Jordan DeMarco to Orlando Jones, and our score early in the second quarter, 9 minutes, 9 seconds to go. Riverbend 28, Chancellor 7. This Bears offense is for real. I'm going to go on record in saying these kids are going to put up some points. How do you like that for going out on a limb there,
Well,
Chris?
last year, their offense was really good last year because up till the Massaponics game, they put up, but the first game, I don't know if they just hadn't got everything going or what, because we complimented it was really kind of a boring game, that 14-0 game at Chancellor.
You're absolutely
you and I
right.
sat together saying, man, this really is kind of a boring game.
It was kind of a defensive struggle, but it really wasn't outstanding defensive play. Talking about last year's game, this is far from a defensive struggle. Riverbend, let's see. So they've had 5 possessions and scored 4 touchdowns. That is not a bad ratio. De Silva with a big kick. That's going to drive the defender back inside the 5 to the 3. He will run it out to the 20, running hard out to the 22 or so. I think that was Harrison Coslow on the return.
Tackled by the Bears.
Number of Bears that were in there. Taiwan Garbett is going to get recognition for at least being in on the tackle. Taiwan, of course, was the kid that we were drooling over in the game against Orange last year. Quickly, Brown in the pistol, takes the handoff inside. Running hard, my goodness, still has not been brought down and still churning his legs.
Carrying 4 defenders with him.
Out across the 30-yard line. Jamal Jones on that carry, running hard. Picking up 9 very hard-fought yards. 8 minutes, 37 seconds left in the first half. Chancellor trying to counter. They trail this one now 28-7, but have not given up. Another handoff to Jones. He's just diving, trying to get to the first down. I think he's going to be just short. Sort of an awkward jump there from Jones. Let's see where the mark is. Well, they're going to give him a first down. It appeared that he had needed to make that yard line, the 35-yard line. Well, first down for Chancellor. 2 runs for Jamal Jones. So why not do it again? And he is met in the backfield.
That's why you don't do it again.
That's exactly why. And Jones loses his helmet.
I mean, how many times, though, in years past have we seen a team do the same play over and over and just kill us with yards after yards after yards?
Garbett and Tyler Thomas in there on that defensive play. Quick pass out to the flat from Brown. Big hit. Joey Johnson, he'll bring that receiver down. That was Zion Lucas on the reception. Joey Johnson.
We got a few scores here to update with.
Okay.
How about a little shocker for you? The Stafford High School, 17.
No way.
James Monroe, 7.
Wow.
And Louisa, 6. Spotsy, nothing.
Wow.
Legal procedure penalty called against
My old alma mater coming up big.
How about that?
I don't think they've beat JM since I was there.
It's actually going to be a penalty on this last play as well, and the Bears will accept it. An illegal procedure called against Chancellor. That'll march them back 5 yards from the previous line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up a second down and 17.
You know, looking at the stats, too, we said 31 seniors for Riverbend, 6 for Chancellor.
Yeah. Brown looking deep. He's got a man open on the right, but the ball hangs up there, and good late coverage from C.J. Washington is able to break that play up. Washington.
Hard to tell if he was out of bounds or not, but if he wasn't, just to make sure, C.J. came over and delivered a big hit right there along the line of scrimmage. Not really a hit, but more of a smack at the ball and knocked it down.
Pass was intended for Harrison Coslow. Big target out there. Coslow now on the left side. Third down now and long. 4 receivers on the field. Strange snap, and quickly throwing it is Brown as he was under heavy pressure. There had to have been a penalty flag on that one, was there not?
I don't think so. Just none of the line moved.
Bring up 4th down.
It appears you're right, Chris.
Who was it that used to have a play like that? They used to catch everyone off guard.
Yeah.
They'd snap the ball, and no one on the line would move, so everyone...
It's kind of like a Boise State type thing. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was what the play call was. It did not work as the pass was thrown at the feet of the intended receiver. Good pressure from the Bears, so that'll bring Chancellor into their punt formation. 2 men deep for Riverbend. The snap is low. The punt is much better this time. Lands at the 40 and runs into it. A big return from the Riverbend. Picked up across the 50, running down the left sideline into Chancellor territory inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. A little bit of a dangerous play by that. Let's see if we can figure out who that was.
Was it 40?
No, 20.
Bernard Webb. Okay.
It was 20. That's Matt Felton.
Well, but he actually wasn't that risky of a play because he'd seen all the defense, all the Chargers had run by the ball looking for to make the stop, and he said, well, if I can get by 5 of them right here, I'll take off.
1st and 10 for the Bears. DeMarco under pressure, flush to his right. Under heavy pressure now, looking for the sideline, and gets it.
About
small yardage gained on that one. Actually, some good elusiveness from Jordan DeMarco there. Chased out at the 40. 2nd down and 7. How about that? Jordan with some with some wheels there.
Yes, indeed. I tell you, Garrett Weidell's a big young man out there at tackle.
Getting some looks from some schools at the next level as well. Inside handoff to Sexton, and he's going to be stopped for minimal gain. I think there might have been a late hit in there.
Hopefully they won't use that tape footage. I mentioned a young man, and then he whiffs on the next play. Maybe they won't use that game footage.
Yeah, personal foul, late hit there against Chancellor.
We have one more local score against the number 1 preseason ranking. Highland Springs 14, Colonial Forge 7.
Wow.
So a couple interesting scores to start off the night.
So maybe this season's going to look a little bit different around the area, and if you're a Riverbend Bears fan, that's not necessarily a bad thing because the Bears certainly look dangerous offensively in a good way so far. Sexton is going to be bottled up for no gain, maybe a slight loss on that one. Sort of a modified Statue of Liberty play there. Loss of 2, and Sexton will come off. It appears that he is shaking off whatever little injury he had earlier in this game. Orlando Jones will come on the field. Second down and 12, 6 minutes to go in this first half. Riverbend leading this one 28-7. DeMarco fakes to Jones, looking to his right, throws it to a receiver who's wide open, catches it inside the 10 and pushed out of bounds. That is A.J. Small.
You got to compliment the line on that play, Mark.
I'm going to compliment DeMarco as well. I mean, he read the pressure, was flushed out of the pocket to the right, but he kept his eyes downfield.
But he wasn't really flushed so much as he had a lot of time. He naturally kind of rolled out ever so gently, I guess you could say, to this side.
This is an impressive, outside of that one interception, which is a bad decision. Quickly, a handoff here inside to Orlando Jones, hurdling defenders.
Orlando Jones on the carry.
He looks like he's going to be down to around the 6-yard line. It'll be second and goal from there.
Yeah, I tell you, Orlando's, I'm glad to see what he's bringing, because it's, you know, I guess we've had a few pounders, but he's got a lot of speed with that pound too.
Sexton is in on this play.
Dakota Sexton on the carry.
Small gain inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. It's going to be third down and goal from there.
Bring up third down and goal.
4 minutes, 51 seconds to go here in this opening half. Sexton remains on the field behind DeMarco. Quick snap. Handoff again to Sexton.
Oh.
Bowling over. My goodness. He is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Dakota Sexton, and he just trucked that defender.
Yeah, he delivered more of the punishment on that play. That's
Dakota, yes, no doubt. Well,
that was Jacob Ernest for Chancellor. I mean, he got leveled. His helmet flew off. He got hit so hard.
Dakota Sexton will give him 3 yards on that touchdown run. 3 yards and a pow on that touchdown run. De Silva in on the extra point attempt.
See, I think you're going to see a lot of big plays when you got a guy that can pound the ball like him, and then in comes Zach Sims. And
I was going to say, remember,
his burst of speed and
extra point from De Silva is good. I was going to say, Chris, do you remember this kid, number 8, that Riverbend has? Pretty little shifty,
preseason,
sneaky fast.
Preseason first team running back, too, in the all-area team.
Yeah. Our player of the year from last year, Zach Sims. We have 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half, and our score 35-7 Riverbend.
It has to. I mean, I'm sure Zach's, knowing the kind of individual he is, he's proud of his teammates and he's happy for them. But it has to be eating him up to not be able to be out here tonight playing.
You're right.
But I know the kind of young man he is. As we both say, whenever we compliment him, say something about him, it's nothing about me. He's first to say, my quarterback, my line, the coaching staff, everything but Zach Sims.
you're exactly right. I mean, all the superlatives that you want to put on this kid, I think, is deserving of that.
For those people that you and I get a little more inside look at this team. We hang around a little more. We get to hear the post game, what the coaches have to say to them. So we feel like we know these kids a little more than the average person. We almost feel like parents that have children that are friends with them in some respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get to see a different side of them.
Well, and we recognize that these are kids. We have, oh my goodness, big hole by Chancellor on that kick return out to the 30-yard line. That was a wonderful return by Montez White.
And a big saving tackle by J.T. Harrington.
Yeah, we almost feel like they are our kids, and we do have kids that are this age. It's kind of strange for me. For the first time in 7 years, Chris, I don't have a kid going to Riverbend High School.
Yes, I have one exited, one coming in. So
low snap to Brown, handoff. I believe that was Jamal Jones. Not much gain there. I think that was Ron Malbin on the tackle, up from his inside linebacker position. Quickly again.
Yeah, look at that. All the defense stayed at home and pointed at the movement.
Yep, Brown trying to draw an offsides there. And was not able to. He pulled himself off.
I don't know if you've noticed this year how many times, if you'd watched any of the Redskin games, how many times they're calling Robert Griffin for that little that little head jerk he does when he flexes his hands and jerks his head, and they're calling it this year.
So 2nd and long, Brown takes the snap, looking to his right, intercepted. A.J. Small steps in front of the pass, inside the 30, still running, shaking and baking. And brought down. The ball is on the ground, but I believe that he was down around the 25-yard line. A.J. Small read that one beautifully, stepped in front of that pass. I think that was intended for Harrison Coslow.
They're saying it's Chancellor ball, but I kind of think he was down. It was a big hit. He didn't see the defender coming up from behind him as he kept trying to run.
Small is going to come off the field. Looks like he's favoring his ankle. And they're going to say, my goodness, Chris, we don't have the benefit of replay.
That was a great anticipation.
I think that he was down. Yeah,
but that
beautiful.
was a great anticipation of that route.
So they're going to say that Small did fumble that ball and Chancellor recovered. So it'll be first down for them from the 23-yard line. They'll start over. Penalty flags fly. Big hit defensively. Pass out in the flat.
Loss of 6.
Let's see, who was that? That was Dean Hassan. Just laying the wood to that Charger player. Penalty flags as well. I would have to believe that this was against Chancellor, and they are going to decline.
I'm more impressed with seeing this defense, I tell you. Lots of big plays now.
You're right.
Well, I guess the proof be in the pudding when we get a couple weeks and see a couple more. We might be looking at a team that's really
not up to the class.
Challenged.
You're right.
But I tell you right now, they're really looking.
Riverbend is not playing down to them if that's the case, and sometimes that's a danger, right?
Most certainly. Look at last year against Stafford.
Strange little jump pass from Brown to the right flat. Riverbend reading that one nicely. I think that they've got some. Is it really just second? Did they accept that penalty? Maybe they accepted the penalty. They're showing it a 2nd down and long. 2nd down and about 17 or so.
I'm like you. It would have been 2nd and 7 rather than 1st and 20. I mean 2nd and 17, 1st and 20.
Right. Brown dropping back under pressure, flush to his left. Now throwing back across the middle. One hops it. Incomplete, intended for Harrison Coslow. Good coverage on the play by Josh Kawapua. Some trouble saying his name. Sorry about that, Josh. So that'll bring up, well, now it shows 4th down. I'm all kinds of confused here, Chris. It went from 2nd to 4th down.
I don't think they know that.
And the officiating crew is going to have a little conference here and say, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, so I think the answer is it is 4th down, which means that they didn't take the penalty. And that last play was 3rd down.
You don't know how much easier it is when you have the benefits of
television and replay is a wonderful thing, yeah. Absolutely. And then you're looking odd angles across the field and dark shadows. All of the joys of being in the high school football environment. But I tell you, there's a big crowd here tonight, an excited crowd. This is a good turnout, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm looking across.
You know, we talked last year, Riverbend to be the biggest school, they need to own the stadium the way Massaponax owns its stadium. I mean, I know Massaponax has had a lot of good years, a lot of good teams, because we remember last year. I mean, there were a lot of people at that Massaponax Riverbend game last year. So maybe this year this team will get some excitement in here and they'll own the stadium.
Punt, fair catch called for and made by Matt Felton in Chancellor territory at the 43-yard line. Yeah, you're right. I mean, building that kind of tradition and winning and being exciting certainly helps with that. This is a team that's fun to watch. If you don't come out to watch high school football, you should come out and see this team. Just looking at the placards on the sideline, I tell you. So we've got Auburn.
Got a dose.
I don't know. Are those are the minions from what's that movie?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
I know what you're talking about.
Despicable Me. There you go. Despicable Me. Outside handoff this time to Dakota Sexton. He is strung out and is still going to get a little bit of positive yardage. Give him a yard on that carry to the 42-yard line. Clock spinning. 2 minutes, 39 seconds to go now in this first half. Riverbend leading this one 35-7, but
we need to hang 42 in the first half.
I think that's what the Bears are thinking. Inside handoff to Sexton, running hard across the 40 down to the 39, maybe the 38-yard line.
Sexton on the carry.
We'll give him progress to the 39. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
3rd down and 5.
2 minutes, 5 seconds to go.
Clock running.
It looks like, they're going to call a timeout. Had a little bit of an offensive line change there. Looks like one of their players was running off a little bit late.
The Riverbend Bears touchdown club is selling 50-50.
And so the Bears will have to call a timeout.
Look for a gentleman with a jersey, Riverbend jersey number 59. Also a young lady with number 47 selling tickets. Make sure you get your 50-50 tickets for a chance.
You going to get in on that, Chris?
Yeah, I used to. When I was coming to the games, I got in on every 50-50 raffle. Never won anything, but I got in on all of them.
Yeah.
I figure that's a pretty good way to support. You know, they bring in $500-600 and $300 goes to the team and $300 to the person, the lucky winner. So that's
another update from around the area.
Yeah, I look at it more as a
James Monroe 7.
17-7 still. My goodness, what is going on in the high school football world around here? All right, we were back. 3rd down and 5 for the Bears. DeMarco takes the snap. Delayed handoff to Dakota Sexton. Breaks one tackle inside the 35. Reaching out. Did he get enough?
Yes, he did.
Dakota Sexton with nothing but heart. Shrugging off the first defender.
They're calling him down a little.
Oh, my goodness.
I guess they're calling the hop. I guess he might have. It looked like he was well beyond line, but that might have been on when he bounced off the ground.
Yeah, the Bears are going to go for it, though. 4th down. And let's see what they've got here. I have to believe this is going to be a handoff to Sexton. Guess what? He's got all kinds of room off the left tackle. Inside the 20, inside the 10, the 5. Late flag comes in. He reaches for the pylon and is in the end zone for a touchdown. Let's see what the penalty flag is.
Is it a hold downfield? Or? I couldn't see if there was a receiver downfield, but I would have to think that would be a hold downfield if it was.
Some discussion going on.
But being a spot
would be a first down nonetheless.
First down,
yeah, easily a first down. 1:09 to go in the first half.
Sure, Dakota's a little upset though because he had quite a nice little touchdown. Nothing like getting a 33-yard touchdown run called back. He's already had a.
Yeah, there was a hold on that one. So let's see what the.
I'm pretty sure it was a receiver downfield.
Yeah.
So definitely a first down.
So the ball is going to be marked. Let's see. That is around the 13-yard line, maybe. It looks like it could be about the 13. We'll call it that. 1st and 10 from there. High snap. Handoff to Sexton. Inside the 5.
Tell you, he runs so hard.
It's amazing. I do not think that Chancellor really wants to get in front of him.
No.
Under a minute to go now.
He really is. He's delivering more punishment than we complimented him on that last year.
Sexton sidesteps the first would-be tackler. He'll be bottled up short of the end zone. Clock still spinning. We are now at 40 seconds. Riverbend moving quickly. It is 3rd down and about 2. 3rd down and 2. Quick snap. Hand off to Sexton.
Yeah,
reaching out.
He stumbled.
He was tripped. Timeout as they mark. It will be 4th down.
It must be inches then.
How are they not measuring that? They got a call for a measurement. How are they not? Okay, all kinds of discussion now around the ball.
First down.
Orlando Jones.
He just signaled the
Jones
first
is
down.
going to run in, and Sexton comes off. And he's not feeling so good. Orlando Jones just laying the wood to the Chargers, and is
Orlando Jones on the carry. Penalty flag on the play.
I'm not sure. So they have not indicated touchdown. I can't tell where the ball is being marked. It must just be short. And the indication that there was also a penalty.
Personal foul.
It is
They gave a first down. They gave a first down.
They did give the first down, yes.
But you're talking about on this play.
On this play. There was a penalty, but it was going to be against Chancellor.
Yeah,
and we have 9 seconds to go, and Riverbend will call a timeout.
I guess that was just Dakota came off the field, got a little sick. I think it just they just kept feeding him the ball, feeding him the ball, feeding him the ball, and then he's right back to drinking. So
well, not the most pleasant sight there, but the Bears certainly have looked pleasant thus far in this first half. We have 9.1 seconds remaining in the first half. The Bears are on the doorstep once again with the ball. They lead this one 35-7, looking to put 42 on the Chargers in a first half. And that would certainly be something. So I'm going to look quickly here at some historical numbers that I've got, Chris, because I'm kind of crazy and I do this kind of thing. So it looks like the most points scored in a game was 61. That was back in 2006 when Riverbend beat Spotsylvania 61-34. I don't have the most points in a half. You know, back in the day, that was a long time ago. 2006. Do you remember 2006?
Yeah, I do. But I think probably the most points in a half was a couple years ago against Albemarle. If I'm not mistaken, that was when Todd Campbell was the coach. This was the year before we started this broadcast, and they were I want to say
pass play for Joey Johnson. How about that? DeMarco to Johnson for the touchdown. Sorry about that, Chris, but
that's okay. I thought we were had a little lull in the action there.
Yeah,
but I think that would probably be the most and a half. That's just off the top of my head. But there was a few years I didn't watch many games here. So.
Well, there was the 6th touchdown of the night for the Bears. Quickly in.
We are going to have to ask Coach why they didn't score on all 7 drives.
There you go. De Silva on for the extra point. His leg's probably getting tired. He punches it through. 5 seconds left in this first half. Our new score, Riverbend 42, Chancellor 7. Chris, if you're looking at the line score, Riverbend scored 21 points in the first quarter, 21 points in the second quarter. I'm going to go out on a limb again and say that they're not going to be able to keep that kind of pace up for the whole season.
This is
you agree with me?
I'll get in on that action.
In some rooms, I'm acknowledged as a pretty stellar prognosticator. You with me here?
Yes, sir.
So looking at Riverbend records, most points scored in games, 61. Largest margin of victory was 56. They shut out Spotsylvania. Spotsy's on the wrong end of some of these Riverbend records. In 2009, they won that one 56-0. So those would be the two biggest Riverbend records. I've got the numbers under Coach DeMarco here as well. We'll get to it after this kickoff, which should be the final play of the game from Lance De Silva. The run-up and a squib kick. Bounces off a Chancellor defender, comes back up to the 35-yard line, and is going to be whistled dead there, and we actually will have still 2.7 seconds left. So under DeMarco, single game, most points scored. Do I have that? Yes, 42. It was actually last year. Twice they've done that. Both last year. Against King George, they won that one 42-17, and against Orange, 42-7. So they have now tied their highest point total under Coach Tony DeMarco. Largest margin of victory was 35. That was a 42-7 victory over Orange last year. That's our score right now. Chancellor will kneel and go to the locker room, trailing this one 42-7. It has been an absolute domination by the Riverbend Bears. This Riverbend offense, I've heard some folks call it the Bear Raid offense. I kind of like that, and I think I'm going to call it my own. Thank you, T. Nathan Waters, for that. This Bear Raid offense has put 42 points on the board, scoring on 6 of 7 possessions in the first half. The defense has looked absolutely lights out, with the exception of one drive that really was well executed by the Chargers, but also poor execution and a lot of penalties by the Bears. Our halftime score is 42-7, folks. Appreciate you listening in at riverbendsportsnetwork.com. We will step aside for a quick break and be back on the other side of this halftime. This Bears team, my goodness, this is going to be fun. All right, well, welcome back for our second half. A wonderful halftime performance there from the Emerald Sound Marching Band. Stonehenge is their theme this year. They did a great job. Always fun to watch the band play, so congratulations to them. And the winner of the Chick-fil-A Bowl was announced, and is this a third year in a row? I think that Riverbend has won it. They at least won it last year. I think it's 3 years in a row now.
I think she just said third year in a row.
Did she? Okay. Yeah. Chris, you've got some stats before we get the kickoff here.
Yes, I do. Riverbend with 288 yards of offense. Jordan DeMarco, 7 of 9 for 184. Dakota Sexton, 104 yards rushing.
Wow.
Chancellor, their leading rusher. Chancellor has 55 yards of offense, 45 yards rushing. Their quarterback is 3 of 8 for 10 yards.
Kick was deep and muffed by Chancellor, but then picked up and ran across midfield to the 40-yard line. That was Quincy Post Banks. The ball bounced off his chest. He was able to pick it up, and then Riverbend's defense, the coverage, kick coverage, broke down. So a great return, about 55 yards on that return for Post Banks.
But every coach wants something to yell at his team about. Now he's got something to yell about.
Yeah, there you go. So Chancellor will come out to start the second half. 1st and 10 in Riverbend territory at the Bears' 40-yard line. Let's see what kind of halftime adjustments, or at least encouragement, this Chancellor team went through. Low snap to Brown, heavy pressure, and that is Orlando Jones? No, that is Ron Malbin making the pressure, the initial contact, and not letting go of Jamal Jones.
You know, another thing we complimented on earlier is Riverbend hasn't had any helmets coming off, but Chancellor's had a lot of helmets.
Better chin straps. Have you noticed that they do have, as we quickly, Brown turns to the wrong side, eludes pressure, rolling to his left, throwing to a wide open receiver who is not able to corral it. He had Harrison Coslow in space, as they say. There was no one within 15 yards or so of him, and he was not able to make the connection. 3rd down. Have you noticed, Chris, that the Bears have a new logo on their helmets this year? It's a sort of an arced bend, a bent arc, an arced bend, we'll call it. Bend.
That's better than the Bear last year, because you really couldn't make that out very well.
3rd down and long. Brown appears to be changing the play at the line of scrimmage there, a little audible. Looking to pass, looking left, under pressure, rolls to his left, flushed, hit in the backfield, and brought down. Brennan Leopold with his 2nd sack of the night. And it's a big one, back to the 50-yard line, loss of 10 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down and very long, and it appears that Chancellor is not going to be able to do anything with the wonderful field position that they had to start this second half. Brilliant defensive stand by this Bears team.
Yes, indeed. Gave him some good field position and drove him back 10 yards. That's kind of been the theme of the night. So now they've got only 45 yards of offense.
Very high punt and very short. Hits and takes another nice Chancellor bounce. It's going to come down inside the, almost to the 20-yard line. Well, we got this little bit of lull in action. We need to do a little PSA for the folks tomorrow night and pretty much this whole weekend, right? This whole weekend, the Chancellor Volunteer Fire Department will be doing the Fill to Boot Fund Drive for Muscular Dystrophy Association at the Harrison Crossing Shopping Center. So everyone, make your run to Giant, make your run to Sonic, make your run to Salsaritas or somewhere in there, or Home Depot. There you go. Especially on Saturday, throw a couple dollars in the boot for the fire department, muscular dystrophy. Quick inside handoff to Dakota Sexton, who appears no worse for wear in that first half. Gain of, let's give him a good 6 yards, maybe 7 on that first down carry. Another handoff to Sexton, met in the backfield and dropped. Good defensive pressure. That is 62 and 56. That's Corey Cox, and I don't have a 62 on my roster. 66, I guess that was Yater Matos.
There's Buzz Lightyear on one of the boards.
It's a little distracting, but it's fun. 3rd down and 5 for the Bears. Snap to DeMarco, rolling to his right, looking. He's got a man underneath, wide open. That is Logan Hinnett, complete. Big hit.
I can't believe
first down to the 40-yard line.
I can't believe no one at Chancellor saw how wide open he was.
He was wide open.
There was no one within 10 yards, and he just sat up and stood right there and kind of waved for the football.
Nice, easy pitch and catch from DeMarco to Hinnett. First down Bears up to their 40-yard line. Quickly to the line of scrimmage once again for Riverbend. DeMarco takes the snap. Handoff to Sexton. 4 yards. Good hard run there from Dakota Sexton. Let's get some updates on some scores from around the area. There are some surprises. Glen Allen over Caroline at half, 13-10. Massaponax up 21-3 over Cortland in the third quarter. At halftime, Stafford leads JM 17-7. Highland Springs with a shocker 28-7 over Colonial Forge. That one is into the third quarter now. Sexton on the carry, fighting up close to the 50-yard line. They're going to mark him around the 48. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Good run from Sexton again. Louisa shutting out Spotsy, 6-0 at half. Wow, look at this one. Brook Point 35, Briarwoods nothing at half. Briarwoods was a playoff team last season. Colonial Beach 26-0 over King and Queen. Central Lunenburg 13, Culpeper 6 at half. Orlando Jones in to carry this time across the 50, 1st down into Chancellor territory, down close to the 45. And Eastern View 22-8 over Charlottesville. I'm a little shocked. There's a number of shocking scores in there, but the 35-0 Brook Point over Briarwoods really does stun me.
You know, the Chancellor defense has to be glad to see Dakota Sexton. Good news for them, Dakota Sexton left the field, and the bad news for them is Orlando has come on the field.
Orlando is not wary of contact either. He bull rushes a defender, carries him inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 from there. Let's call it 2nd and 3. Hand off to Jones. He cuts back to the left. Good vision from Orlando Jones. Penalty flags are going to fly. Jones refusing to be brought down. He fights for more yardage. There's going to be a holding call on this one against Riverbend, however.
Yeah, these running backs have to be excited about this offense.
They are showing some heart and some grit. I think it's pretty clear that they've spent some time in the weight room.
But these, I'm sure these linemen are excited for it too. But man, they're going to be in some good shape come November.
Yes, no doubt.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not now, but you know, at the end of the year, everybody's in probably the best shape they can be in.
Well, as a coach, you certainly hope that would be the case. You want to be playing your best football late in the season, but you got to, they say that, but you got to win the games early too. They all count the same. If you don't start winning until late in the season, then you're probably going to have some trouble. Well, Jones, talk about delayed handoff. I don't think Jones realized that the snap had been made.
Yeah, that was a little unusual.
We'll give him credit back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from there. Ball at the Chancellor 48-yard line. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Riverbend leading this one 42-7. We have Nike, 1/2, TR, Cal, and is that a bear? I'm not sure what that last
looks
maybe
like
it's a skunk.
Or a monkey. It's hard. Ape? Maybe an ape?
I don't know. This is another screen pass. And Jones is not able to bring it in. It was beautifully set up. Jones had all kinds of room in front of him, and it hit him in his numbers and fell to the ground. So that's going to go as an incomplete pass for DeMarco. He has not had too many incomplete passes this season. This game.
Yeah, he's hitting himself in the forehead.
And Jones knew not the best of series there. And look at this. We're going to have a punt.
First time we've seen this all year.
Brandon Malley is the punter.
Well, he's going to have some shoes to fill. That's one thing Eric Berg was pretty accomplished at.
Malley does have a pretty good leg there. Oh, big rush. Almost got to it by Chancellor. Ball is going to be out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Heavy rush from Chancellor, and Malley was just barely able to get that ball away. They're going to mark it at the 25.
Orlando Jones would like to forget the last 3 plays. That was his man that got in on the near block, too.
Yeah. Basically hurdled Jones on that attempt. And I don't know how he missed it. The Chancellor defender, that is, how he missed blocking that punt. Chargers take over 1st and 10 from their 25. Low snap, handoff to Jones. Shakes one defender, trying to get outside to the right. Dragged down for No gain. It'll be second down and 10.
This has been a fast third quarter, though. I couldn't shock to look up and see it's only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Guess when all you're doing is running the ball.
Yeah. Deep pass from Brown. Throws into double coverage, and somehow it bounces off of the Riverbend defender, and Chancellor's.
That's going to go down as a 40-yard pass that was absolutely horrible.
Emmanuel Jenkins comes down somehow with the ball. Two Riverbend defenders
fighting for the ball, and the ball bounces up from them and lands on the Chancellor receiver, who is laying on the ground, catches it.
Yep. Chancellor lined off, the wide receiver lined up.
And I think that really made the defense mad. Boy, they were coming after the quarterback on that play.
Well, it was heavy pressure. He just threw it up for grabs. And, well, sometimes that's the way the ball bounces. The cookie crumbles.
Yes.
Legal procedure penalty called against the Chargers.
That'd be one of those plays you'd like to see on instant replay.
Yeah. I don't know how he ended up with the ball.
The fluke ball landing on the guy, coming down to the guy laying on his back on the ground.
5-yard penalty on the Chargers will bring up first down and 15. The ball back now at the Riverbend 46-yard line. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go in this third quarter. Inside handoff to Jones. Wrestled down in the backfield.
Jones on the carry.
Tell you, these linebackers are active.
They really are.
They're not giving up any big running plays. I mean, like we say, we'll have to see what kind of competition they're up against as the year will attest. But right now, I
think that was Ryan Ferner in on the tackle there. Low snap to Brown. Under pressure, flush to his right, trying to direct traffic. Now decides he's going to keep it and run, and will have some room down the left sideline. Big hit on the sideline. He is going to be
first down.
Short of the first down. They have mismarked. Look at that. They have mismarked on the side. That was not a first down, but they're going to give it to him. The far judge had misread that by 5 yards. Well, okay. First down for Chancellor. And all kinds of motion in the Chancellor backfield, and as a receiver running downfield before the ball snapped. Well, that was unfortunate. A very good scramble there by Jason Brown, the quarterback. Actually, that's not Brown in there anymore. Look at that, Chris. That's Xander Royston. I'm sorry. That's Xander Royston that's in at the quarterback position, and that was Royston who made that scramble. Royston was the quarterback last season. He is a senior and actually got injured, I believe it was prior to the start of the season, as there's going to be a timeout called on the field here by Chancellor. I was talking with Coach Oliver before the game. So Xander Royston was the quarterback coming into last season. He got injured, actually had to have rotator cuff surgery, and because of that, Jason Brown moved into the starting quarterback position, and Royston has come back. He has been playing running back and defensive back for this Chancellor team. Coach Oliver told me that they have, each game they identify a most improved player type, some sort of recognition that they've got there. They're calling the 50-50 raffle here in the stadium.
I didn't win.
Didn't win. So Royston he's holding the chain, as they call it. So he's got the recognition as the comeback player of the year, comeback player of the game, or some sort of recognition like that. So Coach Oliver was telling me that a great kid, and he's shown good a good attitude. The fact that he lost his position, basically due to injury. He's on the field now, though. Inside handoff to Jamal Jones, and Jones is going to have good. That was actually Jason Brown back in at quarterback now.
I was going to split my winnings with my broadcast team.
Yeah, I was expecting you to. Yeah,
I was. That was seriously was my intent.
Yeah.
But we lose again.
Good carry from Jones on that first down play, 5 yards. Brown looking to his left, now steps up in the pocket under pressure and is going to be ripped down from behind. That'll be a sack. And I'm going to credit that one to Ron Malbin.
That's about, 6, 7 sacks?
Somewhere around there. Impressive defensive performance here by this Bears team.
Hard to keep these stats for sacks for every little thing. It makes you marvel at how they do it for the pros. Yeah. I guess there's a lot of people
They're
doing
professionals. 3rd down and 10 now. Brown from the pistol, looking to his right, under pressure, throws it up. He's got a man open, and it is complete for a touchdown. Wide open, busted coverage. That was Quincy Post Banks, who was just uncovered there.
Yep. Safety came over, rotated over late, and just tried to knock the ball, but took too sharp of an angle, and it was over his head.
Jason Brown to Quincy Post Banks.
So a 30-yard touchdown pass from Jason Brown to Quincy Post Banks. Extra point attempt now from George Banco.
I think Post Banks ran a post on that touchdown, too.
I think you or I could have caught that ball, though. The extra point is good, and our score now, Riverbend 42, Chancellor 14.
39.5 seconds to go in the third quarter play. Riverbend 42, Chancellor 14.
And I do think that there are some backup players that are playing potentially on both sides of the ball here for the Bears. But, it's things like that I think are going to allow this coaching staff to say to these kids, hey, you may win this game big, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. And let's be realistic and honest here. This team, this opponent is not going to be the most difficult team that they face this season. So you can't expect to be able to have such success against.
Well, like we talked about too, with like Orlando missing that one snap. You know, just the little mental things that the coaching staff will be able to point out this week and say, you missed here, you had a little blown coverage here. Yeah, that pass play was kind of a fluky play, the one where he caught it on his back, but the other couple plays have been, pretty good. So I'm sure the coaches will compliment them, but at the same time get some coachable moments so that they can have something to be a little fiery about at practice this week.
There you go. Do have a correction here real quick as we wait for the kickoff. And this is I'm using the FLSvarsity.com website, by the way, their ticker feed for scores, as the kickoff is going to go high and to the left, picked up and carried across the 25 to the 27-yard line. I think that was Pritchett on the carry. So the correction is Briarwoods leads the game 35-0 over Brook Point at halftime, and that makes a little more sense to me. I was really shocked if Brook Point was up 35-0 over Briarwoods.
You were going to say, boy, what's this Brook Point team got going on this year? That's the weird thing, though, about high school football is that you really don't know. You might have some phenomenal freshman, sophomore come in that can just light it up.
Inside handoff to Jones, who remains in. Big hole up the middle. He is running free across the 40, across the 50 into Chancellor territory, pushed out of bounds. They're going to mark him back. Where are they going to mark him here, Chris? Is it going to be at the 50? He may have stepped out at the 50.
It's hard to see where he stepped.
Looks like there may be a Chancellor player who is injured. Looks like it might just be a cramp. They're going to mark it right at the 50. It's always amazing how these plays get marked right exactly on the line. I'm just saying. A couple of quick score updates here. So Massaponax now leads the Cortland Cougars 35-3 with 6 minutes to go. So Massaponax taking Cortland out behind the woodshed.
But like I say, they don't Massaponax is perennially a good team, and for the last 4 or 5 years, Cortland has started extremely slow. I mean, a couple years ago, we saw a team. I was watching them, thinking, man, they got handled so badly by Riverbend. Will that team even win a game this year? And then they don't lose another game. So,
well, was that last year?
Well, they did the same thing last year. They've done the same thing for 3 or 4 years. Well, they lose the first two and then run the table.
That was Jacob Ernest, Caleb Ernest, two brothers. Caleb Ernest that was injured running off the field under his own pressure. Handoff to Jones. He is met at the 50, and then just by sheer will, gets to the 45-yard line, 5 yards after the first and second contact made on that play.
Yeah, that's
my goodness.
We have a one question coming in, if these are new uprights or if they've just been painted. They do look.
Everything looks nice and clean. And
well, I mean, we know Tim does a great job with the stadium, but I have to agree the uprights are a little more. I guess they were probably white last year. Is that? Because they do stand out a little more. Is that they're kind of that fluorescent yellow kind of color?
Yeah.
So.
That's going to do it for our third quarter of play. The score now, Riverbend 42, Chancellor 14. Chancellor actually won that quarter, 7-0. So Riverbend has Cortland on the road next week. So they're playing the exact same schedule as they did last year, except the home and away is reversed.
Well, that's interesting because the last 2 years I think Chancellor was. Well, they were at Chancellor for the last 2, weren't they?
Yeah, and that was a quirky.
And that's happened a couple. And in the last 2 years, they were at Massaponax away too, because we did the away broad.
Yep.
Yes, so.
Yep, that's right. But it'll be the inverse of what it was last year. So they'll be going on the road and facing that Cortland team. So it'll be interesting to see just how good the Cougars are and how good the Bears are. This Bears team certainly showed something in the first half. DeMarco still in at quarterback. You sort of have to wonder if there's going to be any kind of changes here. Jones in at running back for the Bears. 2nd down and 5. Fumble in the backfield. Bad.
Yeah, Jordan was contemplating picking that ball up and doing something with it, and then I think it was that a quick kind of hesitation there. He sit there and looked at the ball for a second, like, do I want to pick this up and try and make a busted play into something, or and I think it occurred to him maybe he should just follow it.
Loss of 6 on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11. The ball marked now back at the Riverbend 49-yard line. DeMarco rolling to his right, under pressure, throws it. Oh, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Wasn't able to corral it. He was open.
Jordan under heavy pressure again.
Robert Chappell was the intended receiver. Hit him in the breadbasket, but not able to make the completion. So
let's see if they shore up this punt blocking a little bit better this time.
Back in punt formation for the Bears, Brandon Malley. Back deep for Chancellor, number 19, Montez White.
O'Malley will step in for his 2nd punt of the night from the Bears' 49-yard line. Fields a nice short hop. Good punt this time to his left. And the Chancellor defender is not able to. Riverbend's acting as though Chancellor had touched it, but I don't think they did. It was close. But
it was close. It looked like he might have.
He might have. That was Montez White. Back did not actually field the punt, but in position to.
Congratulations to our 50.
Nice shout out to the Riverbend cheerleaders as well. They sound louder tonight as well. A great turnout here tonight.
The 50-50 was almost $600.
Wow.
$560 total, so $279 to the winner.
11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Chancellor will take over from their 12-yard line. Low snap. Brown tosses it out to the left. Running room for the Chargers. First down on the completion. That was Montez White. Broken play that the Chargers were able to do something with. Gets it out to the 26. Brown under pressure again. This time rolls to his left and is going to be ripped down from behind. May have had a face mask on that one as a penalty flag flies in. That was Tywan Garbett in on the tackle. Let's see what the call is here. It is indeed a face mask against Garbett. So good pressure on consecutive plays here by the Bears, but both have turned into positive plays for the Chargers. incidental face mask on that one, just 5-yard variety. That'll bring up 1st and 5 for the Chargers. Reminder that we will be on the field for post-game interviews. We'll bring you our offensive and defensive players of the game. Josh Brown, under heavy pressure, steps up very near the line of scrimmage, throws it into the ground, incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. Tire Tread Services, our sponsor there, one of our wonderful sponsors. Appreciate their support, as well as Snap Fitness and Bourbon Street Studios. Brown now from the pistol, checking the signal. 2nd down and 5, 10 minutes, 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, fires it out, intended for Emmanuel Jenkins. Jenkins not able to corral the ball, and it falls incomplete. Bring up 3rd down. Jenkins had some room.
He is
we haven't had a chance to.
6'6".
6'6", 190. Haven't had a chance to talk too much about him.
Yeah, I saw him put his hands on. I said, man, he's awfully tall.
Yes.
Like you say, we haven't had any time to talk about him, though.
3rd down and 5 for the Chargers. Low snap, throws quickly, and busted route running there by the Chargers. It goes incomplete. So either the receivers or the quarterback were not on they were not on the same page. Not sure who was on the right page, but it went as an incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the Chargers appear to punt. Logan Hinnett and C.J. Washington deep to receive this kick. That is not Hinnett, I don't think. That's Matt Felton. Yeah, 20, not 10. Short punts, bounces again with a Chancellor roll. Will be touched dead at 31-yard line. 10 minutes, 13 seconds left in our 4th quarter. Riverbend leads this one 42-14. They will take over 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. This band is getting into it. There's just something about winning, Chris. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it does feel a little better. We loved the first 5 games last year.
Yes, we did. They were exciting.
But then there was a game at Massaponax.
Trust me, this Bears team knows that, remembers that. DeMarco fires one incomplete, high and wide, intended for Washington.
The turning point of our season last year was when I looked at you and said, did we defer the kickoff? And you said, yes, we did.
Yes.
And we kind of laughed that that's where it started.
You're going to give that offense first crack. Incomplete pass, so bring up 2nd down.
Thank goodness all those guys are gone, though, for the most part.
Hand off to Orlando Jones. Big room up the middle, and where there wasn't room, Jones made some. He just ran over Xander Royston. Royston lost his helmet. Orlando Jones running hard up to the 45-yard line. 1st down carry for Jones.
That's enough for Bears. 1st down.
You know, it's the baseball saying for a pitcher, you pitch to contact, which means just put the ball in play. These guys are running to contact. Look at that. Jones plowing over, shaking them off inside the 40 to the 35-yard line.
People need to see this, I tell you. 40.
Orlando Jones
and
just
Jacob Ernest for Chancellor just got pummeled.
Yes. Trucked, I believe, is the term.
But to his credit, he got up. He got run over. He got up and got in on the final tackle.
Yeah.
So.
Jones will come off for a breather.
What do you think the call is here?
Well, I'm trying to figure out who the running back is now. Give it to the running back.
Another
helmet comes off.
Josh Kapua on the carry.
That is Josh Kapua.
I mean, as a coaching staff, they got to get that under control. You can't be having players come off after every play.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down at 9.
Riverbend, I believe, is going to call timeout here. They do. 9 minutes, 24 seconds left in our 4th quarter. Bears have the ball at the Chancellor 35-yard line. It is 2nd down and 9.
Next week, your varsity varsity football team will be traveling.
See if we can get some score updates here. Anything interesting going on? Glen Allen now leading Caroline 21-10 in the third quarter.
Massaponax 28-3 over Cortland.
Yeah, that's amazing. Stafford and JM now tied 17-17. 4 minutes 48 seconds to go in the fourth quarter there. That must be an exciting game. Highland Springs continues to lead Colonial Forge. Forge just apparently put a touchdown on the board. It's 28-13 though, about halfway through the third quarter. Louisa continues to lead Spotsy 6-0 after 3. Brook Point has scored 35-3 now the score. Briar Woods after 3. We do have a final. Colonial Beach has shut out King and Queen 52-0. And Culpeper has come back to tie Central Lunenburg at 13. Screenplay set up. This is Kapua. All kinds of room running inside the 20, inside the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bears!
See, that's going to be that change-up.
That's right.
They've been pounding Orlando and Dakota, and then Kapua comes in, and man, he had a burst of speed.
35-yard touchdown run.
I'm sure the wide receivers are a little upset. They've been left out all this. Other than the first play.
There was that first play.
They're probably like
Josh Kapua with a 36-yard touchdown reception from Jordan DeMarco. Is that 4 for DeMarco? That is 4 touchdown passes for Jordan DeMarco. Looks like there may be a Riverbend player was cramped up.
Yeah,
C.J.
like
Washington.
Yep, C.J. going both ways, so I'm sure he's...
It is rather warm and a little sticky.
No, not too bad, though. I tell you, it's...
Well, we're up here.
We're getting... Yeah, I mean, we're not playing, but...
You're not feeling winded?
We've seen... Yeah, I've got my wind about me. I'm in good shape for this game. I'm ready to roll. I'm in the best shape of the year right now.
Yeah, it's only downhill from here.
I put in a lot of effort in those 2-a-days.
Yeah, well, good. It shows. It shows. High snap. Kudos to Logan Hinnant.
That was no good, wasn't it?
The kick was no good. High snap, but Hinnant has done a good job of doing the holding.
See, that gives another coaching point. See,
Yeah.
They do a great play, and then they flub up a little thing so the coaches can yell at them on Monday or Tuesday.
Not sure who the long snapper is on that. So our score now,
That's where you can listen.
48-14.
I had noticed that Zach has been one of the people holding up the signs.
Yeah.
Especially the home games.
He's certainly involved. Zach and Tito Robles.
He's got an X and a half. So the one Zach's holding has an X on one side and half on the other.
How about that? We've got a final score. Massaponax has beaten Cortland 42-3. 42-3.
I still say it doesn't shock me.
It shocks me.
They turn around and do this every year.
Well,
I think the
if
coaches,
for nothing else, it's the fact that Massaponax put 42 up, though.
Yeah, but I don't think the coaching staff at Cortland, they take August off. I think JC likes to take it's too hot. He waits till it cools off a little bit, and then his game heats up. See, I'm telling you, they literally. I think the last 4 years have lost their first 2 games.
Yeah. Well, I hope that it makes it 5 years.
Because I remember a couple years ago reading how JC was, he'd lost it. Should he be the coach? And then takes him to the, within a game of the state championship. So.
De Silva with a squib kick, fielded by Chris Green, running to the left, out across the 35. Let's see what they mark. You know what? I'm betting they're going to put it right at the 35.
That's where it is.
That's uncanny. It is uncanny. First and 10 for the Chargers from their 35. They trail this one now 48-14. This Bears offense has slowed down some, though, Chris.
Yes, it has. They weren't keeping their 21 points. We were complimenting on 21 points a quarter, and now they're way off that.
Here's a handoff to Jones. Good contact, short yards on that carry.
I think for the first time ever, we're we're getting some wind interference in our mics. That's a nice breeze blowing in.
It is comfy. Another handoff to Jones, stepping through some tackles. Dragged down out around the 47-yard line.
Come that last game, the first or second week of November, we're going to wish we had a night like tonight, probably.
Yes.
That's usually how it turns out for us.
You don't think there'll be a home playoff game this season?
We might get one.
That would be nice, huh? 3rd down and 3 for the Chargers. Fake. Brown rolling to his right. Complete to the... Actually, that is... Xander Royston. And Royston makes the catch and is wrestled out of bounds.
Yeah, came into the Riverbend bench there, so you always wonder about those plays, but lots of good sportsmanship. No one talking to anyone, everyone jumping up and going to the way they should be going.
1st and 10 for Chancellor at the 47 now. Here's a handoff to Jamal Jones. Across the midfield stripe. Pickup of nearly 5 on that carry. They'll mark it at the 48 of Riverbend. 2nd down and 5 for the Chargers. They aren't playing the Cougars just yet. Quick pass, another one of those seam routes, and it is complete. That was Chris Green. Just a quick snap, catch, and throw by Brown. Seam route for Chris Green, and that's 1st down yardage. Just no one covering him for the Bears. Tyler Lasik in on the tackle.
That's a line. Well, I think he caught it. That was a back, definitely.
That was a lateral.
Lateral.
Looks like that was Mario Wisdom on the carry. Got back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 from there. That's the 37-yard line of the Bears. Clock spinning. We are about to hit the 7-minute mark. Another quick seam hit. Complete inside the 20. 1st down yardage. And the Chargers are onto something here.
Yeah, it does look like Riverbend's warming up.
Kamoni Dunn on the reception there.
Looks like Riverbend's warming up a replacement at quarterback. Getting some play time for some younger playing guys.
Looks like Logan Taylor down there loosening up. Riverbend will call timeout. 6 minutes, 51 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Ball now inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. 1st and 10 for Chancellor. DeMarco taking his helmet off, and look at that. He's got some of those play placards in his hand now. He gets to have some of the fun on the sideline. It's always a good thing when your backup gets to play late in the game. I guess it's not always. Not always, but more often than not. You get some reps for some of the kids that aren't going to get to play all that often. Although I tell you, if this offense can come through on some of the promise that it shows, there may be plenty of time for the backup. Brooke tosses the ball up into the end zone, hand checking all kinds of contact there in the end zone. The pass is complete for a touchdown. That is Emmanuel Jenkins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how no flag was thrown on that one. I don't know. I mean, both players were going after it, but there was all kinds of contact, and I'm not sure. I just don't know, Chris. I'm not sure what to say about that.
Well, he definitely pushed off.
Yeah, I agree.
But he also had 6 inches on his defensive back.
Yes. Jenkins, the 6'6", 190. Swinging gate, and
the gate closed.
They may not want to run that again. That was Jason Brown, who just got leveled. He is going to get up, but he took a wallop short of the end zone, so the 2-point attempt fails.
Got to give J.T. Harrington credit on that hit.
Yeah, J.T. Harrington just leveled Jason Brown. Chancellor may think twice about trying that one again.
I don't know if you're seeing sideline. A couple of the guys on the field are mocking Dakota for throwing up. As he
are they?
He was sitting there yelling to people in the stands, saying like, "Feed me the ball, feed me the ball," and then one of the guys walked up beside him, hit him on the back, and did a mocking throw up. We tried not to let the fans know that, but that's when Dakota ran off the field. That's what happened.
Yeah,
and it was obvious to everyone here.
Yeah,
he didn't try to hide it.
Rather apparent. Well, our new score: Riverbend 48 and Chancellor 20. So, for all the good things that this Riverbend defense has done, they have given up 20 points to a team that has not looked all that impressive. Let's just be honest here. A lot of penalties. Wow, and even on the kick return, they're lining up on the wrong side of the field. So, room for improvement, but also a lot of very good things done by this team.
I guess that's why Nick Saban's such a jerk.
That's why?
He doesn't want him to pitch. He wants a shutout. He doesn't want any more yards gained. So when they give up, when they're winning 42-0 and they give up a 7-point score, he gets all bent out of shape.
We're going to have a tough time picking players of the game on both sides of the ball. Here's the kick, and it is going to bounce at the 20 and get picked up and run out across the 30 up to the 35-yard line. Nice return there by the Bears. And I have no idea. Too many kids there, and I'm not even sure which one it was now. It came up with that return. So we do have some new players on the field here. Lots of confusion. Another player running off the field. Is he going to get off in time? He will. Very deep. And we're going to have a penalty flag that's going to stop this one.
$35. You looking for the quarterback?
Yeah.
35. We've got A.J. Felton.
A.J. Felton, and Felton just a freshman.
That's something you like to see.
Yeah.
We have one final score.
5'6", 145 pounds.
Massaponax 42, Portland 3.
That Massaponax score was just announced in the stadium here, and you could hear the murmurs from the crowd. A shocking score, 42-3 victory for Massaponax over Cortland. Eastern View now leading Charlottesville just 22-21. Time still remaining in the fourth quarter. Bit of a shocker going on there as well. So it is A.J. Felton in at quarterback for the Bears, and he will hand off on a outside zone read, sweep to the right.
Flags on the play.
Flags all over the place on that play.
Josh Kapua on the carry. Penalty flag on the play.
That was Josh Kapua that carried the ball. Let's see. We do have Logan Taylor on the field. See if we can get some of the players here.
These refs are trying to make this a longer game.
Christian Sermon.
Chancellor declining the penalty, going with the loss of yards on the play, so 2nd and 11.
Snap handoff to Kapua. Good defensive penetration by the Chargers. Kapua stopped for no gain.
I've heard some talk of AJ. I know he is pretty fast. And
yeah, you have to wonder on these. These are option plays, all these handoffs, and it's keyed off of a certain defender. And you have to believe the way that they're basically overcorrecting, that being Chancellor, that the quarterback should be pulling that down and running it. Here's the handoff to Kapua, and he is running free this time. He is across the 45 to the 46-yard line. First down run, Josh Kapua. First down, Bears. 11 yards on the carry. Clock still moving, 5 minutes, 46 seconds left. Stopped momentarily to reset the chains. Felton with the handoff.
Ooh, he definitely
ill-advised handoff there. Yeah, that should have been keep the ball and run it. Kapua was just creamed in the backfield. Loss of about 6 on that one. Looking to the sideline for the play. Second down and 16. And there we go. Felton with the keeper. And he'll get the 6 yards back and maybe another yard on top of that. Out close to the 47-yard line. We'll call it third down and 9.
Corey Cheeks in on the tackle along with Anthony Coghill.
So you've got Zach Sims, Jordan DeMarco, Tito Robles, all holding the placards for the play call. Handoff to Kapua. Not much doing there. He will be dragged down for a very short gain, about 1 or so. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 8. 4 minutes, 26 seconds left. Riverbend will stay at offense, it looks like. They have now changed their quarterback. It is Logan Taylor. Handoff, no. Yes. Who's got the ball? It was a handoff. Chancellor able to stop it for not much gain, up close to midfield. So turnover and downs there.
Just trying to get everybody a little playing time.
Yeah.
God knows the last month for these kids has not been easy. It hasn't been a truly hot August, but it's still hot enough.
It's been a strange summer. Yeah. Not bad, but certainly unusual. So Logan Taylor gets at least one snap at quarterback. He is 6'2", 195 pounds, and he is only a sophomore. So it looks like DeMarco has a stranglehold on the quarterback position right now, but there's a couple of kids waiting their turn. Here's a handoff, and running free through the secondary, and he is going to be out of bounds. Let's see, that is Montez White. Huge carry for White. He is inside the 20, inside the 10, maybe at the 10. We'll mark him at the 10. 4 minutes, 2 seconds left, and Chancellor is not giving up here. This would be an incredible comeback that they are trying to do. They trail this one by 28 points. Inside handoff. Might have been a fumble on the play. Let's see here. Riverbend says that they have the ball.
Yeah, we know they're not too trustworthy on the ball.
No, they do. And another turnover.
It's always shocking when you see teams and there's a fumble and both teams are pointing. We've got it.
We got it. No, we got it. Yeah. It's almost as though whoever says it more vehemently is the one that wins. It's as though we're some sort of argument. So the Bears will take over. That was a long run for Montez White. 3 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in our fourth quarter. Riverbend leading this one now 48-20. They led at the half 42-7. See who's in at quarterback now. It is Logan Taylor. Here's the handoff to Kapua, spinning, running out close to the 20-yard line. Good hard run for Kapua.
I tell you, we got to give this running back coach some. I don't know who's coaching running backs, but he's got a little stable here.
Yeah, indeed.
Tackled by the Chargers, Corey Cheeks.
because we haven't even seen the best one.
You're right.
They look pretty impressive, the guys behind him. I told you at the beginning of the game, after what we saw last year, he might not want to miss too many games because he might not play so much.
Penalty flags fly, blowing this play dead before it starts.
Did the refs not look at the scorecard?
Yeah,
they need to see this is there. It's a 28-point lead. They need to just kind of overlook some of these little miscues late in the game, and let's keep this clock rolling.
A couple of updates. We do have some finals in. Briarwoods has beaten Brook Point 38-13 as the handoff goes to Kapua. Not much gain there. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Final Central Lunenburg has beaten Culpeper 13-12. Highland Springs now 36-13 over Colonial Forge. Has that been the score before, or was it 36, or was it? I'd say it was 33, but maybe it was 36. JM, here we go. James Monroe has beaten Stafford 24-23 in overtime.
That's a shocker.
Swing pass out to the right. Underneath pass is going to be short of the 1st down. That was Logan Taylor on the pass to Josh Kapua. So that'll bring up 4th down, and the Bears will punt. 2 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. And Brandon Malley comes in. Is this his 3rd punt of the night, Chris?
Yes, it is.
I think it is. Quickly have to get their punt personnel on the field. Ooh, high snap to Malley. He's able to field it. Penalty flags. Good punt from Malley. Wow, good leg on that one. Fair catch called for and made by Jason Brown. Let's see what the penalty is. It's going to be illegal procedure against Riverbend. So Chancellor is likely to make Riverbend do that all over again.
We have another final score tonight. In overtime, James Monroe 24, Stafford 23.
So the JM Yellow Jackets, they always seem to be able to work that late game magic.
Yeah, I see them practicing every night when I come home.
Yeah. So Malley will punt again. Better snap this time. Much lower kick, though. One hopper goes right through the defense, and he is not. It's going to be recovered by Riverbend. The Bears will have the ball at the 40-yard line. That went right through the hands of Montez White, and Riverbend will take over at the Chancellor 41-yard line. 1st and 10 there. That was a low-line drive, one hopper that White was not able to field.
Recovered by Cameron Curry.
Minute 33 left in this game. Want to thank our sponsors once again, Tire Tread Services. Chris, you know that company, yeah?
Yeah, well, I know a little something about
I know a little something about them. They're some good folks. Downtown Fredericksburg. What's the address?
311 Bridgewater Street.
311.
Best looking staff in town.
They're all right. They're okay.
If I do say
stop
so
by,
myself.
yeah, stop by and tell them hi. Say that you heard us on riverbendsportsnetwork.com and appreciate their long-time support. Inside handoff to Kapua down to the 35-yard line. Also want to thank our sponsors from this season, Snap Fitness in Harrison Crossing Shopping Center. Stop in and say hi to Steve and their crew. I think he'll probably give you maybe even a week trial membership there. at Snap Fitness in Harrison Crossing Shopping Center, and also the Bourbon Street Studio. And they're actually on Caroline Street in downtown Fredericksburg. Here is another handoff. Is that Kapua? I think it is. Bouncing to the right. He's got room. Penalty flags fly. Have to believe that that's going to be a hold.
They wanted to stop the clock.
They wanted to stop the clock.
refs wanted to see if they can make this game go over 10 o'clock. I don't think
you got places to be.
No, I don't think
to do.
I don't think they're going to succeed. But I think it's kind of like the NFL refs this year. They have to meet their quota for calls.
Well, that's going to march the Bears back a little bit. 53 seconds to go.
Legal block in the back. Penalty called against the Bears.
So it is Logan Taylor in still at the quarterback position. And just as I say that, it's actually A.J. Felton that takes the snap. Is that Felton? That is not Felton. Oh, might have been a late hit out of bounds.
No, he
was there
he hit the board on the sidelines there and lost his footing.
That was A.J. Felton playing quarterback and sweeping to the left. It is a hold call against the Bears. So a little sloppy here late in the game. The game easily in hand by Riverbend, however. Some good experience for these younger kids.
I guess you expect a lot of penalties, though, in the first game.
Yeah.
If you were expecting that, you got what you paid for tonight.
Felton takes the snaps, rolling to his right. A designed run. Good carry for Felton. He is inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line.
But he ran out of bounds.
And he ran out of bounds, so 23 seconds left. That'll bring up third down now. Third down and about 6. And let's see what the Bears decide to do. Felton takes the snap and will hand off to Kapua, who breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles, and gets up to about the 30-yard line, just close enough for a first down. Did he make it? There's 1.6 seconds left. And that's a first down, so we stop the clock. 1.6 seconds to play. Now we start the clock back up. And that is going to do it. We have a final. Opening night from Riverbend. Our score, Riverbend Bears 48 and the Chancellor Chargers 20. Riverbend goes to 1-0 on the season. This is actually the first victory for the Bears against the Chargers on home field. They go 1-0. They stop the 5-game losing streak. And they look good doing it. We will be back in just a moment with some on-field interviews as well as our announcement of offensive and defensive players of the game. Please stay tuned. Our final from Riverbend, 48-20. You're listening to Bears football on the Riverbend Sports Network.
Live from the field, got our players of the game here. We'll start out with give it to Mark on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, there was a lot of offense, particularly in that first half, but we'll start with the new starting quarterback for this team, Jordan DeMarco. Jordan, that was about as good a first half as I think you could play, with the exception of maybe that one pass. And for all the good stuff you did, it's hard to focus on just that one pass, but this offense is pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's high-paced, man, and I think we just wear teams down coming into that second quarter. That first quarter, we put them on them in that first play, and then driving right into that second quarter, I don't think they knew what was coming at them. So our offense is crazy.
Jordan, you had about 230 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. So impressive numbers tonight.
In about a half of play. I mean, you played more than a half, but really the stats were were basically from the first half. And you also had a nice run, including a rushing touchdown. Yeah, I mean, Chris and I were talking about it in the booth there. You're not exactly the most fleet of foot, I get. Neither am I, but I don't think people want to get in front of you. Is that a fair statement?
I mean, I'm not used to running the ball much, but I don't think anyone wants to be in front of me when I'm running because I'm going to be angry and I'm going to be coming at you. So I saw the hole from the beginning. I told my running back, I said, hey, look at the hole. It was supposed to be a running play to the left. I said, the hole's right there on the right. Just cut it right back. And then the snap rolled to me. I just picked it up and just went at it and just dove right in. So I don't think anyone wants to be in front of us when we're in the goal line.
Well, and another reason that no one wants to be in front of you is the other play of the game.
Yeah, the other play of the game, Dakota Sexton, the man that delivers as much. We talked to you last year about how much punishment you deliver when you run the ball. So,
well, this week I had a big load put on me with Zach Sims out and Tito play a big part in our offense. I had to step up, and I guess I delivered.
Comment, you getting a little ribbon there towards the end of the game. I saw a couple guys making fun of you for that little thing you had to do when you ran off the field there earlier in the game.
Well, we broke a 31, and then we ran about 5 more run plays, and I just landed on the ball funny, and it didn't go good for me. I couldn't hold it down.
Let's go. You had a great game. You had, what did I tell you, 130 yards rushing?
Somewhere around
130
there.
yards rushing. So
yeah, and then a couple of nice pass receptions as well. I mean,
we compliment you on you deliver the punishment. You seek contact. You don't try to run from it.
So we've I don't know if we actually coined this term. So you heard of baseball pitchers who pitch to contact. You run to contact. You're not shying away from anything. So awesome job. Talking about a kid that's looking for contact as well. Bernard Webb, our defensive player of the game. Bernard, I think I got everything. So you had at least one fumble recovery and one. Did you have more than one sack? You had at least one sack.
2 sacks, sir.
2 sacks. All right. Well, sorry. You know, we're old and we have tough eyes. These numbers are not easy to tell. From up there, it's not easy to tell the numbers. But I'm getting used to the body type, and you've got quite a body to be able to go about it. So 2 sacks. Tell me about your night.
I just want to give all the credit to my teammates. They really tried to. We just want to come out and play hard today and just set the tone as a defense. And then I thought that's what we did here. We just wanted to play with as much energy as possible.
You know, and it was something else Chris and I were talking about during the game. For as impressive as this offense was, and it was impressive, the defense really showed up as well. Now there were a couple of drives there, some penalties, and just some I think some miscues. There's some things that need to be cleaned up, and the coaches were talking to you about that. That's good that you got something to work on because the schedule is going to get harder. You guys realize that, right? So you got Cortland next week, and we're not going to say. I mean, they're a very strong team. We know that they have an interesting offense. They're returning 3,000-yard rushers from last season. They got demolished by Massaponax tonight. By the way, they lost 48-3. So you know that they're going to come out angry. They're going to be working hard this week. So you guys are going to have to match that intensity. But I have a feeling that Coach Callahan and the others are not going to let you guys enjoy this for very long. Well, guys, awesome job. Congratulations on a wonderful performance. We got Jordan DeMarco, Bernard Webb, Dakota Sexton. Dakota, you're feeling okay now, right? Okay, excellent. Our players of the game, we have a final from Riverbend. The final score, Riverbend 48, Chancellor 20. That'll do it for Chris Barnett, Mike Coleman up in the booth, and the folks from the Riverbend Sports Network. Mark Coleman here. Good night, everyone.
Thanks a lot, folks. See you next week.